very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Trying to get the skin of your dream for a long time but can't get it in any way? On our website, you have a unique opportunity to get your favorite knife. Users on our site can hand out skins themselves, and participants need to fulfill some simple conditions. For example, watch a video or buy a case on our website. After that, you automatically become a member of the distribution. Go to the User Giveaways tab and do what you like. Hellcase.
Watch the matches with BO3.GG, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics.
Both of these teams are very stick it out and stay strong for a lot of reasons, right? One of them being just chemistry, and then you have teams like PREASY who bring a lot of experience to the table. So even if they've been, a little bit in the struggle realm recently, at least they've got a ton of veterans to support them.
I mean, yeah, you look back to Copenhagen Flames, of which both Nikodos and Vorborg were a part of. That is the coach of PREASY. they were very much against making roster changes unless they were absolutely necessary, and look how that worked out for them. PREASY coming in with Nikodos, Tops, TMB, Refresh, Altix, and Vorborg. Altix of Astralis Talent, Refresh of Heroic. We're going to ignore whatever happened on EG. TMB coming in from a different iteration of the Flames lineup. And Tops is the sort of youngster here, the new blood to the scene. All of them gelling very nicely in this Danish roster as Vorborg, the assembler, does it yet again. A very impressive man at making rosters work. And Nikodos and Altix absolutely unlocked as the 2-star players on this team. And Refresh playing the best he has since he left Heroic back in the middle of last year.
And they essentially stole Altex from Astralis Talent, which is just all the more impressive for a team like PREASY. I mean, it's insane. Because you look at Altex, where he has those amazing tournament runs on Astralis Talent during the whole problematic roster of the main lineup in Astralis, where it's turmoil, it's players being thrown in, chucked out, you know, test new rosters, try something different. And he never really gets a shot. Now, honestly, seems like it might have been for the better. He got a small chance, a little tenure, you know, 1 or 2 months, but the most promising player from their talent roster getting sent back down, I'm not really shocked to see him end up on PREASY, and I'm glad he's doing well. A stick it to the man kind of moment.
Yeah, and even better is that PREASY came all the way from our play-ins bracket.
Wild.
They came from our closed qualifier. They go 3-1 in main Swiss, and now they're here in the round of 16. It's not been an easy road. Bearing in mind these guys are the 36th ranked team in the world, we threw all the tests we could give them just to make sure they were deserving of their place in the playoffs. Now, ECSTATIC, I believe, are a direct invite team on the flip side. They do have more accolades to their name. They have been around for that little bit longer, sneaking through in a couple of recent qualifiers. And actually, the last time these two teams played against each other was in a Blast Premier qualifier in Go, where ECSTATIC won 16-9. Now, ECSTATIC is made up of Patty, Nodios, Queenix, Kragan, and Salazar, a mixture of former Lyngby Vikings players, a mixture of just sort of long-running ECSTATIC players, and a couple of additions from, I believe, the Tricked roster, as Sneppen comes in as the coach as well. Nodios was on Tricked, I'm pretty sure. And they've come in together as this amalgamation of Danish Tier 2 players, and they appear to be making it work better than they definitely have been in the past.
I mean, you don't just luck your way into a win over Virtus Pro, I can say that for certain. So it's a tough task for PREASY. Now, ECSTATIC, as we mentioned, they're a Tier 2 team, but they've got wins of a higher caliber. In the last East Europe CCT, they made it to what? The quarterfinals? No, more than that. I think they made it to the semis. It was impressive, right? They go all the way to the group stage. They make it to the semis. They lose to Looking for Org. But in the process, they take down 9 Pan Virtus Pro. All wins are amazing. Now, since then, they've had a couple of bumps in the road. I'm not a big fan of the dropped series to Eyeballers. I'm not a big fan of how close their games were versus Entropic, but it shows this team has really high ceilings, but also low floors. So coming into this series, yeah, ECSTATIC do have what it takes to beat PREASY. It's not a question of if they do or don't. It's, do we see them at their best today? Because that, in my mind, is really what's going to dictate the outcome of this series.
It sounds to me like they need an interior decorator to come on in if they've got high ceilings and low floors. Hopefully they can get those patched on up.
It's called a mansion, buddy.
Matchup here. Yeah, I mean, well, not all of us are able to flex that higher caliber of cash flow, but looking right now at where both of these two teams stand, I think this is going to be a very even game. They've gone for a very classic map pool in Tier 2 EU right now. Overpass and Ancient now mainstays. Inferno a bit more hit or miss, but I think this is a great set of maps for both sides. Should be very competitive, but PREASY just have that much more Tier 2 online experience right now. As we head into that first map of Overpass, we're going to see if their 19 reps will be enough to dispatch of the 12 of ECSTATIC.
And so comes the pistol on the nice, bright, shiny new overpass. PREASY kick things off on their defense. With Nikodos the spotter for a fountain play, he does uproot at least some evils. But now it's up to the long players to actually deal with them. I believe TMB and Alongside him, Refresh, so far looking good. First kill goes their way. They don't stay around for anything more. Wise, they back off into the safety of Long Bath. Actually, no, it seems like they want to go back in. Maybe that's because of a lack of info elsewhere, though kill from Altex puts them in a pretty good standing. Did he not see a shadow? I think Altex saw that shadow.
Yeah, he saw them. Goes for the reswing, just waiting for teammates' assistance. Oh, Altex doing it all. Okay, Patty. Patty, looking like this 1v3 might actually be doable. Goes back for more, but doesn't quite land the headshot. It will be TMB to put him to bed, but by goodness, that's a very valiant effort there from the IGL.
I'm telling you, man, Altex was an absolute steal. We already see it. Already. 1 round in. I'm sold.
Star Rifler. So much potential. Like, yeah, I agree. Absolute steal.
Tier 1 potential. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, he's a very bright young star. Hopefully, with this team, he'll be able to bridge that gap. I definitely think PREASY have the right players, the right composition to start making it to some of those, you know, tier 1.5 tournaments, maybe a challenger on the horizon. Yeah, they're a great lineup. They're fun to watch, but ECSTATIC are a tough cookie to deal with. As Kraken goes for the hero Galil by here, and Patty looks to support with just utility.
Well, Nikadas and TMB are the first responders. And I doubt they'll get very much further than just the safety of the flower bed. And here's the worst part, too, right? The only way you're forcing TMB off is with a flash, but you can't use that flash because the only utility you have is for a sight take. You can't afford to go blowing through it before you even get up long. So now, free reigns for the rifles as Nikadas only gets dinked. He takes the only gun with him and exchanges to the hands of a lonely FAMAS. Well, I love the FAMAS, but 13 HP, it may not be the most effective of weaponry, and I don't think you're going to get anywhere close to this bomb site. Damage is dealt, I'll give it up for that, but you've now let TMB open the door and close the gap between what could be a nice little paycheck of a full eco round, at least that you're going against. But Patty's gotten his hands on a Galil, so maybe he does some damage. TMB, Nikadas, both low, Refresh in the same boat. But those reasons are exactly why Patty is going to be the one taking first contact and not letting him get close to his weakened comrades.
That's so expertly played right there by PREASY, though. They make sure that they don't get greedy. Nikadas peeks on in, falls away, trades his weapon out. The man who he's traded his weapon with goes for the next peek, gets a kill, gets dinked, falls away. PREASY, unlike so many other teams who would have just gone gun-ho, chasing down the eco frags, make sure that it's always the full HP players taking that fight, especially when they realise that they have gone for a Galil buy. Now, Patty, because of that Galil buy, because of his util purchases, is on nothing more than a deagle and utility, and this gives up another golden chance to the likes of PREASY, who have one less upgraded weapon to deal with, and already having a great start on the CT side, as Kraken gets off to a very good start in this first gun round.
But there don't need to be more where that came from. Though it's kind of weird, because coming off of that Sinners game, it feels like any time it'd be a 4-on-5, it's just a downward spiral.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's not the kind of team
PREASY
weird. Is.
I completely agree. PREASY are a lot more put together, it seems, and Sinners. Talking of high ceilings and low floors, Sinners definitely fit in that mantle as TMB sees both the shadow of Salazar and the shadow of the flashbang, knowing now that they're gearing up for at least a bit of presence on Banana, or are they? Rotations down to B. This fake information has caused a 3-man stack towards the upper site. Salazar will not get caught off guard. That's a big bag fumble from TMB. Tops left under pressure, gets away with both of them. Massive there from Tops and even upgrades to a new gun.
And the bomb dropped. Another player coming out of Monster on low HP. Yava trade comes through, but look at the damage done. HE thrown in. Craig and Salazar, a combined total of 37 health. And with 19 seconds, there is no going up to A. The bomb is still down B. You're 1 bullet away from the round blowing up, and it looks like that's just happened. Tops. One man, but a man on a mission's just saved PREASY and gifted them 3. Not even a plant to speak of.
That's massive in terms of economic damage done to ECSTATIC here as tops. What a hero play here. Despite taking heavy damage, he still dispatches of Queenix and even goes back for further death dealing. And L6, it's a freebie. Kraken caught mid-air leap. Trying to get on top of those sight boxes to little avail. No upgraded weaponry for ECSTATIC in round number 4. It's going to be the Dastardly Deegs and not much more. Up against what so far has been a stalwart defense from PREASY, even if it has been individualistic at times.
Well, this doesn't seem like it's the round to break the mold, at least in my eyes. So far, it's been very absent of most of these players from ECSTATIC. And I think that's going to keep going on here, but it's hard for my brain to do calculations on the fly from MR15 to MR12, because what used to be like a really good half was like 10-5 on this map, but now what is that? 8-4? Because it just doesn't feel the same.
8-4, yeah.
But it doesn't feel the same, you know?
I miss him. I miss CSGO. There's L6. Well, he don't miss, apparently. Queenix falls. Patty does trade on a P250, and hold on a minute, Patty! Nodios, the pistol's doing it all! PREASY, this is surely not the round you let slip, as apparently it is. Nikonos can't find anything onto Nodios. That's a save. Call it.
Well, that's on me. I'll take full responsibility for that.
God damn it, Anthrone, we've talked about this.
That's on me.
Yeah, that is a pretty good rebuttal from ECSTATIC. They just storm on in. Patty does it all. And no way does Patty go hunting as well. They boost him up into heaven, gets away with an A1S. No, that Patty, that's not the way you're meant to jump there. Okay.
Deserved. Also, that M4
yeah.
skin is clean. I don't want to hear anybody talk smack about it.
The M4 skin is very clean, but jumping back down onto the bomb site, perhaps not the wisest of choices with the new radius.
Tisk, you just don't understand.
I can tell you're a Redditor from that sentence alone.
Hey. I've gotten plenty Reddit karma in my day.
Yeah, case closed on that one as ECSTATIC look to close in on PREASY. And they start to suffocate them a little when it comes to the economy already. Missing Util, Afamis on Old Sex, and Salazar slithers in. Excellent onto Nikonos to start things off. TMB, a solid attempt, but look at the damage dealt in response. 5 HP on him, and if he makes a misstep, he's a dead man, as is Ultex. Nice nade, and Hodios, well, alive for a lot longer than he should have been. There's ECSTATIC already putting the boot onto PREASY.
Well, again, PREASY are going to try and make the most out of a bad situation. Currently only with a refresh on the upper end of the map. 2 kills could put him right back on it. Half HP and he's done more than buy enough time for the rotations to come through, but everybody's low. This is not looking amazing through the smoke. Salazar low, but picks 2 with him. TMB, it's a lost cause, but he's still going to go for it anyway.
I mean, he sort of needs to at this stage. There's nothing left for this side of PREASY. Salazar peering long, will complete the job. What a blinder of a round from Salazar. The AWP doing so much, the rifle to finish. ECSTATIC double up, and PREASY letting things slip early doors here.
It felt like they had a chance after Refresh comes back through, but I just wish they would have thrown more utility in this engagement. I mean, you've got players coming through smokes without really a lot of flashbangs. I think that's the big difference here. It's hard to justify throwing down like a Molly or an HE. Maybe it accidentally bounces back in the heat of the moment and, you know, everything gets ruined. But you had plenty of flashes. You could have just thrown them high, given yourselves a fighting chance, but they didn't.
Honestly, if Refresh throws a flash from behind truck there to allow his teammate safe passage back towards CT, that would have been a round-winning play. Because Salazar would have been blinded off the angle, not able to get that crazy 2K, and Refresh doesn't even flash himself back, which is another problem.
I just realized there's 3 dualies in this round. When's the last time you've seen that?
In a gun round?
That's what I'm saying, because like usually when you're upgrading pistols, you see like maybe a P250, Deagles, 5.7s, stuff like that. Not dualies.
They're clearly cooking something here. They were gonna go for the B-site smoke spam strat of spray and pray. Unfortunately, ECSTATIC are executing towards the wrong bomb site. But with this 4-man rotation, maybe this still has something left in it. I mean, at range, probably not. Kragan just chilling at long, but I like the effort anyway, even if it's immediately dispatched off. Nikodos gets 1. PREASY flattened.
Well, we'll need to see more from PREASY in the following rounds. As with the standings equalized, it seems ECSTATIC have gotten a hold of themselves. This is their map pick, so you expect to see greatness from them on the T side. But it also does kind of feel like it's convoluted with a lot of shortcomings of PREASY, more so than, you know, uprising from ECSTATIC.
Yeah, PREASY losing to pistols in that gun round was a real game changer here. It allowed ECSTATIC that 3-round spiral, and we just haven't really seen a response since. Yeah, they've got a couple of kills here and there, but nothing particularly convincing. It's a far cry from the hero play of Tops previously. The MP9 fending off 3 is Eltex. Eltex having fun inspecting his nade there. And Queenix getting a cheeky run boost, allowing him perhaps not to go for the mid-peak, but at least get
Jesus,
it
going
a lot
con?
faster. Yeah, he's just diving into con, but decides not to continue down the rest of it.
Like, that felt like it was intentionally set up. Why did he just go and con? I mean, the craziest thing is, you had to beat them to the punch, too. So, like, you already beat them to the punch in con often. So, why would you throw the molly early?
You know, why not? Why not, is my answer.
You know what? Sure. You got it.
Go bananas. Be like Banana Man. Banging song.
What? Oh, Gentigo's fire. Let's go, Refresh.
Skins are fun. So are wins. Sometimes they come hand in hand, but remember, kids, skins do not equal skill. As much as I wish they did. Salazar, though, he's got a pretty nice skin there. A pretty nice opening kill onto Nikodos, and that will probably be a save for PREASY. As, yeah, they're just getting absolutely brutalized at this late stage of the game.
They might not even save all these weapons. They keep running into these lurkers, and it's not any more forgiving.
Refresh, one of the most impactful lurk players at Tier 1 in the online era. Currently being outlurked by ECSTATIC. Salazar, let's call him a lurker. He's the frontman for this ECSTATIC squad. 7 in 3. Pretty nifty, if I do say so myself, as he has been an absolute kingpin for this ECSTATIC overtaking. And it's not to say that Overpass is a bad map for them either, winning 8 of the 12 times they've played it in the past 3 months, including a 16-9 victory over PREASY last time they butted heads. That was back in the middle of September, back in Go. Yeah, they've got a history of being pretty competent over PREASY at this level of play. Let's see if history repeats itself, or if the newer Danes on the block have something to say.
So far, they're speaking up. Speaking up in a big way, they being ECSTATIC, as again an opening pick goes their way. PREASY can't seem to catch a break. After the 3-0 start, this just feels like a shift of momentum that PREASY can't really get the hang of. They're going back into water, so it's not like it's, you know, dead in the water. But in a 4-on-5, it's still not favored. But who knows? Maybe with the best gun in the game, aka the FAMAS, Altex can do something.
they've definitely nerfed the FAMAS and the Galil since the beta, is all I'm saying. Like, they were punching crazy in the beta, and now, like, the Galil especially just feels like it's dropped off a cliff. I don't know if that's just me.
I love the FAMAS. I always love the FAMAS.
This guy's been touting the FAMAS every time we've casted together, and for me, unless you're a liege, I think it's crap. I mean, again, in CS2, and it's a lot harder than in CSGO, but still not enough to make me change my mind, as Tops really needs to change the tides here. Patty coming out of short will be the first to test him, I think. As Kraken is such a lovely lurk, finds refresh. And again, when you're out lurking one of the best lurkers in the world, that's a sign of serious problems for PREASY, as it's just going to need to be another safe call.
It just kind of feels like they're getting outgunned everywhere now. I mean, even Altex went 1-for-1. The trades from ECSTATIC are the highlight reel right now. They're not allowing PREASY to get these multi-kills, so you don't only combine an already strong force with good trades, you give them the advantage of these young stars, you know, like Kragan, like Salazar, like Patty, with their aim, with how good they are as individuals. You put that with good trading and good spacing, and there's no taking back. Even this one doesn't matter. Tops, yeah, you get away with an M4, but you're going on to an eco. This is likely to be 6-5. Or, I'm sorry, 6-3.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a half buy comes through. In fact, they could go for a full buy if Tops drops that M4 over. Maybe a timeout called by PREASY here. Yeah, there we go. They need a moment to think about this one, as they cannot afford to be losing this CT half, to say the least. I mean, PREASY playing so many officials as of late, currently on an impressive 3-win streak. But their inconsistencies are highlighted by losses to Anonymous, losses to Arcred. ECSTATIC again enjoying victories over VP, losing to Looking for Org. That's nothing to be particularly ashamed of. But yeah, I wish PREASY was as consistent as when they started. They're currently on a 3-map loss streak, including a 13-5 loss to Anonymous on Overpass. Their most recent victory was against Nine Pandas, indicative of the fact that they are able to take down very high-caliber teams. They took 1 win to OT. Yeah, I don't quite know what's happening, or been happening in recent times, as it seems like their honeymoon period is fading.
Fading seems like a stretch, more so already faded.
Sorry, Alan Walker, that's my bad.
It's like when they say that you chase after the first high of using a drug. You ever hear that?
I do. I can't say I have much experience in that.
Well, I don't either, but you know, it's just a reference of what this feels like.
Okay, I'm gonna stop throwing you under the bus there. No Dios. Looks to make a train wreck out of PREASY yet, though. The 2-man walk up in Monster. Patty put that knife away, young man, as Patty... No way he finds the second there. Fully blinded, a perfect transfer. As into the 4-on-3 we go. Queenix follows up. Nikodos and TMB just limp and lifeless in the round. Nikodos spotted. Salazar, a gorgeous flick, barely seeing half ahead. As TMB, what can he do? The IGL left out on his own in the cold.
Well, we said they couldn't really afford to lose another round. Now they do. And they've got to roll with the punches, try to keep the ball rolling. Actually, no, try to get it rolling again. This machine stopped working a long time ago, and PREASY can't seem to find the right cog to fix.
Yeah, they're just hitting it relentlessly with a spanner and hoping it helps, but Patty, my god, look at that. Queenix full blinding his IGL, and still the spray transfer comes on in. As just Salazar's AWPing this T-side has been nothing short of spicy. He was speaking of hot sauce earlier. This guy's a million Scovilles flat.
That's good. That was good. I like that.
Thank you. I'm keeping that one. Trademarking it.
Let's hope that somebody you cast with in the future brings up hot sauce.
My aunt was in... sorry, my aunt was it my uncle? Either way, one of them was in Sweden. They go down an alleyway in order to cut through town, and they find a guy with a hot sauce stand. We'll get back to that in a second, because Refresh has just found a saucy kill on Tenodios. I'm surprised he even finds Altex there. The smoke blooms towards long.
Are they going through this?
Yeah, they're going to have to... Oh, are they? Are they going through? They appear to be now. Refresh goes back for more. Finds Patty. Limps out Kraken too. And hold on a moment, this might be the first round PREASY have net themselves in quite some time off the back of a crumpled half by. Queenix keeps the dream alive, but only for so long. Salazar, a 1 versus 3, spots a shoe. Does he go for the conversion? Yes, he does. Sees Refresh swinging wide, but it's Nikonos with a 1D. And finally, PREASY finds some success in the most unlikely of circumstances.
This is a forced issue. 10 times out of 10 by ECSTATIC. They don't have to go through the smoke. Why are they going through this smoke? By the time they're here and ready to go, they could have already rotated. PREASY could already be here. So why are you forcing the issue? You could just wait for the smoke to fade, go in after the fact. Because the reason they lose is they allowed 2 kills to come through on an MP9 that they didn't even have a chance of fighting back on.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous set of decision making there for ECSTATIC. They were just a little too overconfident. As now that might come back to pain them later. 2 rounds separate these two teams right now. ECSTATIC still looking to further that advantage. If they win out the T half here, that's a massive blow. Bearing in mind, PREASY, a heavily CT-sided leaning team. Might have to start adapting on the fly here. There's Patty and Nodios lining up for a nade stack that comes through to no avail. Nobody in the vicinity. That's ECSTATIC back to the drawing board for now.
Well, this one's a little more well-earned from TMB, though it may be given away. Overzealousness from the same man could cost him, but Salazar decides to leave. And I don't even think it's because he has the op, but because he has the bomb. Almost feels like he wants that opener. But knowing what the risk is, won't give it away. Instead, groups up with his boys as they get ready to gear up and for a B hit. Tops is still in front of things, however. 26 seconds, and with the time running as low as it is, I think this one's kind of a dead-in-the-water round. Already done. There's really nothing you can do about it. Even the bomb is starting to fade away. Salazar, there's a lot of value in saving the op here, so makes sense. But PREASY has still gotten 5. We could easily see this half ending 6-6 now.
Yeah, Altex. So Patty and Salazar lucky not to go down after time there with his challenges towards Monster. Does get away with an AWP in tow. He can drop Nodios pretty cleanly. PREASY, though, clean in their comeback attempts. I did not expect us to be jostling for an equalised scoreline. But here we have it. The hot sauce story can wait because it's been all systems a go in the meantime. Also, the one thing that does bug me about these CTs is how weirdly shaped their handcuffs are.
What a niche detail.
I know, right? But one of them is weirdly smaller than the other in terms of the wrist catches. Never seen anything like it. Looks like a Power Rangers utility belt.
What if you just have small wrists? Yeah,
but then you
thinking of that one.
Get out the other side, you know? What if you have big wrists? Can't fit them?
You can tighten handcuffs, right?
To a degree. Off topic with Sneaky. We'll get back to this later. The Salazar boosted up. This could be the perfect play. Lovely shot of the Nikonos. There's a refresh now. Stares down long, only good for the single. Salazar does it again. 11 and 4, a domineering half. The CMB charges up the staircase. Don't quite know what that quick flick to the floor was, but Queenix dispatched of either way. Kraken charges down. TMB will fall to Kraken's adjustment, and it's on Altex, the star rifler. Not heard as much of him in these recent rounds, and we won't be hearing much more than an obituary as ECSTATIC leads 7-5 at the end of their T half.
Well, that's good stuff from ECSTATIC. I feel like they needed that for their own sake. Not even because the score is what's important, or because stopping PREASY from getting 6. Just because it had been so long since they won a round. PREASY 3 in a row, and I know that's not a lot normally, but in MR12 it is. That's a quarter of the half. Now we get to talk about hot sauce.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go uncle. It's one of the two. They told me the story recently. They bought hot sauce from a back alley in Sweden and were asked to sign a waiver.
How was the hot sauce?
So it was like upwards of 10 million Scovilles, and they put like a spoonful in their curry. They were like, could not speak for hours. It was just pure carnage.
Can you have your uncle send me a bottle of this?
I can give you the name. It's a rude name, so I cannot announce it on broadcast.
Right.
But
All right. DM me if they ship. I'm getting a bottle. Anyway, in comes PREASY, who don't even seem to have a full idea of what they want to do here. There's 2 players fighting at A, all for distraction's sake, but that's not going to work because there's already such an advantage in play that there's no world they leave B open. And the dualies are still here, so at best, you're getting a bomb plant. At worst, you're getting steamroll, and that exactly seems what's to happen. Nikados,
okay.
You'll be winning this round on eliminations, not on time, I can tell you that much, but you won't even come close when Kragan runs you down. Another pistol to add to the tally, and ECSTATIC increase their lead. I've also got a hot sauce story.
5. You got well, you've already given us your
I've got another hot sauce story.
I don't know how we got onto. Well, I know how we got onto this, but the fact it's still a reoccurring trend. It's entertaining for us. Go on, give me your hot sauce story. What is it?
So, I was in San Jose, California for a Smash event. And
Okay.
me and my because I know Smash pros like that, it's no big deal. But my buddy, we're walking around
RIP
downtown
Smash.
San Jose, and we went to this pizza place, and they sold these like really big pies, like 30-inch pies, and I know I'm American and all, but that's a little too much for me. So we buy the pizza, we eat most of it, we have 2 big slices left, and we're like, well, we can't bring them in. And we don't want to throw them away, so let's just try to give them, like, to some homeless people we come by as we walk back. And we find one, we give it to him, and he tries giving us a bottle of hot sauce. Unlabeled, and this guy's tripping out of his mind. Needless to say, I didn't take the hot sauce. Worst regret of my life.
I mean, I feel like you would have had to get that hot sauce lab tested before you try it,
But that could have been the best hot sauce ever.
it could also have killed you, in fairness.
That's so worth.
Death by hot sauce is a real thing, by the way.
That'd be such a
shot,
goated way to go.
Heart attacks. There's a chili eating festival in Scotland every year, and there has been multiple recorded deaths.
Well,
more on that later.
Good thing I don't like chili. But I do like watching some Counter-Strike and watching shots like that. Patty overkill on the headshot to an already low Altex, but no gun recovered yet. I think he wants it, which is why he's sticking around. Oh, but Nikados, no, he didn't see him atop of that smoke, man. They're so deceptive in this game. Patty. Another one in his arsenal, too. Are they going to try to take space and water? They are. 2 here. Biting off way more than they can chew, and I thought maybe Patty would come through that smoke. However, window of opportunity missed. Now Nodios has to answer the call to action. Over in Monster, though, I don't think he's going to get cleared. No trigger discipline in sight, but still, he could do some real damage if they don't check him properly. 2 already, and Nikados again is left to the clutch.
Nikados needs to hit harder than a chili in a Scottish chili eating festival. Okay, that one was not quite as good as the previous wordplay. But as he edges his way into Monster, this one's over. I don't see a world in which Nikados comes out on top unless this nade somehow miraculously lands on Nodios' forehead. Yeah, is he just waiting to dispel the smoke here? Yeah, he's just going to wait for the smoke to clear, go for a quick peek. If he gets a kill, maybe he attempts it, but Nodios swings in. Paddy toying with him. It's not going to happen. It's perfect for ECSTATIC. 10-5. And we're back. We're focused on the game again. as we're looking down the home stretch for ECSTATIC.
It's not looking good. I mean, you got to remember, this game started 3-0 for PREASY. Without that, 10-2. I mean, I just want to discount those rounds for the sheer purpose of showing how one-sided this has really been. Score, even if it doesn't tell you that, should now start to, let you know. And it's probably not even going to be done here. I mean, I'm sorry, it's probably not going to stop here. ECSTATIC are against Tech9s. This almost feels destined for 11, and they're not even going to flash up. Give a couple of kills to Kragan, perhaps? No, just the one. Didn't know he was dinked up in the first engagement. Salazar won't let that gun slip, but now I think it's recoverable because TMB got just slightly further away with it.
I mean, not that anyone's in the general vicinity to pick it up. It's going to be a B-execute by all purposes as Queenix decides not to go for the spam there. Instead, looking like he's going for a smoke push, but backs away as L6 is spotted. And ECSTATIC looking like an 11th round on the board here still. They've got a bit of util left, another smoke towards Monster as... Okay, maybe they do sidle their way up of COD. Maybe that rifle is retrievable after all. Salazar not watching it. Neither will be Patty. As there it is, Nukados picks it up, but is it going to be enough to dispatch of this two-man crossfire? With 45 seconds remaining, I'm not hopeful, especially with the weaponry they're bringing in, no util. I feel like pace is the solution here, and pace is not something they are providing. Salazar also deadly in every scenario. Just waiting for them to challenge him. Oh, and there we go. Stunner onto Nukados.
Flicks looks so much cooler in this game, I will say. And I don't think we're done there. I feel like he's going to get a couple more swings before all is said and done. Feed him! PREASY ain't coming anywhere close to the site, not let alone the round. 11 now guaranteed ECSTATIC. You've only really got one more good rifle you need to put up before you can call overpass yours. And this ain't looking too hot, man. I don't know what Inferno has in store, but it certainly seems like overpass is starting to come to the end.
Yeah, overpass. The map pick of ECSTATIC, and it is very clear as to why. They often call it the Orpus Playground, and Salazar, he's swinging from the monkey bars right now. Unkillable, unwavering, and clearly having a great time of it. 2 rounds required for a game ender here. As PREASY, ever since those first 3 rounds, have been disjointed in their function. Losing to pistols as well, put them in a bad mindset. And I love this PREASY side. It's a shame to see them getting battered and bruised every time they come up against ECSTATIC on overpass. It feels like they are the perfect composition. They just aren't able to thread these rounds together. Just can't find themselves continual success.
I don't think that's going to change here when they're walking out. Monster, or maybe it will. Wow, Altex can see him? I thought that was going to be a free kill for Queenix, but instead, maybe Nodios finds the multi. As their clears round the pillar are lackluster, getting away with 2 seems criminal for ECSTATIC. But this winnable for Tops. 40 seconds, bomb dropped, sure, but they'll both hone into the lower site with a molly to try and stop a plant from coming through. Salazar's the one who's rotated down already. And Tops is going to slow the pace to a crawl. Covering the bomb.
That a crawl. I'd call that a rotation.
All right, man.
Hey, sometimes it works. Even if I have to throw you under the bus, it sounded cool. The Tops now letting off a lot of sound cues. Will there be a rotation off of this? There certainly will be. Molotov to deny them getting up the top of the staircase, but Kraken's already playing ahead of it. Tops swings wide, getting off the bomb for a moment, but it's not going to make a speck of difference. ECSTATIC win that 12-5. They just need one more round here, and it's over for PREASY, and they've not got the cash to work with either, especially with no plant.
Not looking great, I gotta say. This T side has been absurdly ugly. There's not a single round to speak of. ECSTATIC have just been the better team.
Yeah, that much is clear. ECSTATIC farming up PREASY at this stage of the game. Salazar 4 KD. Queenix having actually a really bad game. 3-11, and they're still 12-5 up. If that doesn't show how impeccable the individuals on ECSTATIC have been this game outside of Queenix, I don't know what else does. It's just been shutdown after shutdown, PREASY getting overwhelmed, mistakes being punished to their full effect. And yeah, unfortunately, no tickets punched on to greener pastures. It will just be PREASY fighting from the back foot until the rest of this map is over.
Well, at least there's only 2 at A, so there's that going for you. Actually, no. Apparently they decided to keep Patty here for better or for worse. But I'm leaning on the flip side of things. Only if they don't allow that kill. Kragan, though, could be a free response. Nikita's giving away a lot of information just by jumping around. Kragan, oh my god, wait, even he's running around. They feel impatient. No patience whatsoever as they go running out B for PREASY. Bomb stuck behind a couple of smokes, but Nadios gets overwhelmed. The crossfire broken up in the blink of an eye, but apparently not well enough. Patty's double kill has just put this round back on.
Yeah, and the rotations are called correctly. Kraken gets up towards the trash can, but hold on a minute. He's tested by 2. Tops ensures he can't push past, and Nikidos keeps him at bay. Tops a lovely headshot, but turns around, and Patty, he's going to double up. It's all up to TMB in a 1 versus 2, now 1-on-1. They know exactly where he is. This is going to need to be an ace for Patty. Tries to capitalize, and he will. It's an ace for the IGL of Patty. 21 kills is how he will finish, making up in droves for Queenix's lack of presence. 13-5. What an absolutely dominant finisher, and we're back to the cams, it seems, before we even stick the defuse.
When do you see that? When do you ever see a performance like that from an IGL? It feels like never. It's not what I expected, to say the very least. It felt like if anybody was going to show up, it would have been everybody but Patty, but you'll take it, right? It wasn't even close, though. It's not like Patty dropping 20 kills is why you won, because if he didn't, somebody else would have. It's not like anybody struggled for ECSTATIC, but quite the flip side for PREASY. It felt like past those first 3 rounds, we didn't ever really see anybody chirping up.
Yeah, it was a very quiet game for a lot of the PREASY players here. Nobody finishing with a positive KD. And it's not all about the kills, but normally you need a couple of players putting those numbers up to drag you over the line. And yeah, we saw 4 players putting up the numbers for ECSTATIC, and they dominated PREASY. Now coming on to Inferno, it's still not a bad map for the likes of ECSTATIC. They've got a 50% win rate over the 8 times they've played it. On the flip side, PREASY have played it 27 times in the last 3 months. If there's any map that they can win on, it'll be this or Ancient. So let's see, as we head into a short break, whether or not PREASY can come back.
hunger for glory, feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
Overpass for all intensive purposes, a disaster for PREASY. Now, with ECSTATIC up by a map, they look to shut them out of the playoffs without so much as a whimper. But if there's any chance to see the best of this team, it's right here and now on their own home turf. Starting on the T side, it may be a struggle. They didn't end with a single T round on Overpass, and they look to end that dry spell here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see PREASY coming out the gate swinging. Starting on the T side of their own map pick, of course. Top silently boosted into window. Okay, there's two players in halls ready and waiting to receive this. If we go back over to A for a second, Altec's first man to swing on in. Nodios just immediately body TMB. Nothing he can do. Oh, excuse me, no, Queenix. Nothing he can do against TMB. As that double swing is perfect and the A bomb site completely overrun. Dual Berettas, two of them stacked up, 4 guns. Get nothing done.
Wow. Well, that's a way to turn things around. Or at least get your first T round of the series. Oh, wait, hold on, though.
It's only one. There's no chance. There's
I was
no
going to say,
time.
if Kragan gets both of those, I think there was a kit somewhere in the halls on the halls players. That'd be all of alt and likely halls clear. You've got Salazar nearby. You've got Patty still in mid. That could have been back on.
Maybe, if they were very lucky. But at the same time, I see what you're saying. It would have been pretty fun. May as well have gone for it. It is just the pistol, but... Oh, Salazar. He's sneaky. He's unfortunately not able to land his shots off the back of his sneakiness. Oh, just denies getting knifed.
Did you see that? That's like... Okay, so that's a church, right? They made that into like a legit church.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Kind of... And that's supposed to be like the podium where the whatever, the guy, I'm not going to, I think they call it a priest?
The priest.
Where they get up to the stand and start talking, right?
Uh-huh.
There were liquor bottles under there.
Well, okay, liquor or wine, there's a big difference. We'll have to go back and check that replay. There's TMB and Refresh. Spamming on down. Refresh, huge success here. Okay, that was a force buy from ECSTATIC, by the way. It doesn't look like it. They've just been bodied out of the server. They go for a faster play. Does not work. Paddy gives up his position. And look at this. Altex closing in on his position from behind. As yeah, that's a good spot from you. I hadn't noticed that before. That's quite funny.
I think it was wine, but I still stand by what I said.
Dev's keeping us on our toes. Do you reckon the priest is going for a quick sip in between sermons?
I mean, but here's the thing, right? There were wine bottles, and then there was a different bottle, which I assume was supposed to be wine, which is why I then in turn assumed the other bottles weren't wine.
That's fair.
I get why there'd be wine. You know, the whole, like, what, the Christ's blood thing they do?
Yeah, we have fun. We have fun in Christianity. What can I say?
We have fun!
Yeah, no, a disappointing fact I found out is that almost all church wine in the UK is non-alcoholic. So, for those kids thinking they're getting, like, waved, it is purely psychological. I'm sorry if I've shattered any dreams.
No, that's always the best, right? Because you don't tell them that it's non-alcoholic.
And then they're just like, whoa. Kids wobbling around church, but it's all in the mind, which makes it all the more entertaining.
The placebo effect is insane.
It really is.
Uh-oh. Wait, this is kind of scary, because they're about to... Never mind.
I mean, there is a FAMAS in play still, and the FAMAS is still in play. The problem is it's now a 1 versus 3, and Kraken would require an ace here. He's so blind. And Altex is doing it again. Altex is the insurance policy. As the bomb legs it over to A. Oh, he is so screwed, Kraken. They want this man. They want his blood. They want his Kevlar gone.
They want his wine.
They're after his wine. Oh, that's a shame. Kraken has spilt his 2019 Chateau Ramon Monbazillac all over the floor.
What did you just say?
It's a dessert wine, which isn't red, but I thought I'd keep it PC for the kids.
Wine is so awful. It's just
wine
not
is
good.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
You've clearly never had a dessert wine before either.
Just sauce me a brand. I'm turning 21 in November. In like 2 weeks. I'm going to Vegas. I need drinks to try.
All right.
Toss me a brand and I'll try it.
So, Canadian
Text it to me. I'm not gonna remember it. I'm not gonna remember it.
Inniskill and Gold Vidal. That's what you want to go for a dessert wine.
I already forgot. Oh
fine.
my lord!
Mykonos, don't forget that tag damage, but he's gonna swing anyway! Goes down to the flames, but tops a quick trade. And that could well be the round if they hit this B-side with a bit of pace. It's a 4v3, they might just have to let it slip by them on the ECSTATIC side as PREASY looking a hell of a lot more well put together here than they pretty much ever did over on the likes of Overpass. But it is the first 3 rounds again, this time the 4th as Queenix slips on in. Altex does go down, maybe this could go for a retake.
Because they just got that 3rd kill and I instantly saw Salazar and Nodios both shift back towards CT, but apparently not given what they're looking for, so they do end up calling it to a save. This makes more sense, though. I mean, it kind of feels like as a CT, this whole round, or this whole map hinges on who finds the opening pick, because it's so hard to get rotations to meaningful spots in quick time that rounds like this happen where you literally take Nikodas to 5 HP, but 1 good flash and 1 trade later, B's open. And there's nothing you could do about it. You walk into B, nobody's there, you trade it out as a T, and it's stock standard stuff, especially when you get 2. Because you've got 4 people sitting ready to go outside banana, you go 2 for 1, at most there's 1 person there. Oh, yay, he sauced me the brand.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry, I'm back. I realized I had my mic muted as I was typing, but we're back.
Nice. Accidentally hit his mute key. Tisk tisk. Oh, hey, this is the Rop Smoke.
Alright, Rops is just a mastermind of utility. I don't know what Rops was formed of. He's clearly not human. He must be a robot. Like, the speed with which he's found out nades, movement. As Nikados finding out
Not
pretty
again.
quickly that Nate's hurt, and no correction for the course of Nikados, unable to find that kill on the swing. A 5 versus 4 for ECSTATIC, and I feel like this is the first opening advantage they've had in a very long time.
You might be right. But still matters more what happens in the end. And so far, so good. Salazar on the up keeps things going in the right direction. And there's still 2 more players in the middle of this site. Only one's detected. Salazar shifty. Fires off a shot as they cross. Or actually, no, I don't think he got one out. But this is doable in the 2-on-3. Altec's going to get a 1v1 on Nodios, and the advantage slings hands. Kragan duly noted his whereabouts. So now, pretty much all of this relies on Patty. IGL had 22 kills to close out Overpass. But he's so far been not a huge factor here, especially in the rounds played out so far. Fresh shows his shoulder, but not enough to fall. And there's a kit, or I'm sorry, there's only one kit in play. That's on Patty. He needed to come up and just not in enough time. They get shut down. Salazar Zop, only the 2. And a promising round turns desperate as Ecstatic are still stuck on 0.
Yeah, PREASY 5-0 right now. And yes, they had a cracking start over on Overpass, but this time they've got a lot further. 5 rounds in a row. And even more, they win in outgun rounds. That's the important part. ECSTATIC already on their second TAC pause series. They're just not finding any semblance of success. They get close. They bring that last one down to a 2v2. The nade damages Refresh, but they don't swing in tandem. They get picked apart. Advantage is constantly won back by PREASY, even after ECSTATIC find the opening kill in that last one. Yeah, PREASY just keep on plodding away. Still an advantage in this one too. I think they're deciding whether or not to go for a half or a full buy here, because they do have enough money to just about squeeze one out, but at the same time, Salazar, no ult for him. As hold on a minute. Salazar's appearing on the scoreboard twice, and I've only just clocked that. It's Salazar and his long-lost brother, Salazar. Did not expect that to spin you that way, but here we are. Nikados finding Patty early doors. Oh my Kraken! that was salacious. He finds 2, 4 versus 3 right now. As yeah, I also get the Harry Potter joke there. Into the 4 versus 3 we go.
That's not what I was going for.
That's not what you were going for?
Look good on you.
Thank you. So, Nodios finds the head of Altex. I'm not going to dignify that one with a response as Kragan shuffles weaponry. Refresh is going to swing wide, and that's Nodios dead. PREASY, despite being at a 2-man disadvantage, still looking mighty nifty here. They've actually got 2v2 on B.
Well, they got the Mag 7 in a really good spot, I think. Kragan doesn't even really have to delay. Maybe a jiggle could be good, but as soon as you see this molly thrown, Salazar should have the kill.
No way.
Oh my god, if only he bought a Nova.
I don't think that was the problem there, if I'm honest. I don't think the lack of shotgun differentials is the problem. As Queenix edging into the 1 versus 2. Refresh on the back of the site. TMB here with a crossfire. Queenix has no idea where either of these 2 players are hiding. Queenix continuing to push forward into what looks to be a demise. Does he tap the bomb? Can't even find it for the time being. Surely they heard these footsteps now, and even if they don't, the crossfire's perfect. TMB to win it out as PREASY speedrunning Inferno.
This is wild to see after the events of Overpass. This is more like what I expected coming into this series from PREASY. Maybe not so much ECSTATIC, but I kind of blame a lot of it on the map. It just feels like PREASY are really abusing spots that you can't put too much emphasis on as a CT. Where you can't really afford to, on most of these rounds, keep fighting for banana because you don't have the money. You can't really afford to keep a static defense around because you have to rotate a lot. And they're also not really allowed to retake well.
No, but they're not even allowed to start with full HP bars. Look at that nade damage onto Kraken and Patty. It's just brutal. I'm also really enjoying how Altex and Refresh are playing this game especially. Altex constantly finding gaps in ECSTATIC's defenses, wrapping round and converting. That was more the earlier profile, but now TMB going for entries like he used to. Patty, dispelled of, and Kraken. Well, he does cling on at least for now, but Tops is there to send him flying. And oh, look at Altex. Altex has also become a bit of a lurker with Refresh, and he works that so well.
Oh my god, we were talking earlier about the utility, man. I mean, I know it's 2-on-3, and it's unlikely to see this one, but this round is so much different if that molly lands. Because then the smokes expire. It's a lot easier to get in, but it also may not be done. Smoke on the bomb, and there's a kit on Nodios. If you can protect him well, Salazar only needs one, and it seems he's gotten it. Finally, after 7 rounds, none of which should have been theirs, they put one on the board and scramble something together.
Yeah, they managed to pull out the 2v3 there. It wasn't looking particularly likely. It comes into fruition regardless. Salazar keeping his teammate alive whilst he defuses is the icing on the cake. Oh, but look at that. It's a pretty bleak score sheet for the CT side.
Oh.
And that's the third tech timeout as well.
Didn't they add an extra bell into T-Spawn?
They did. You can now play Baby Shark.
I was more thinking if somebody could concoct Never Gonna Give You Up.
Ooh, okay. I'm tempted now. That's my homework.
Seriously, right? Like, there was... Okay, so back on, like, I want to say 2018 YouTube, or 2017, like, end of the 3DS era.
End of the 3DS era. That is not... That's not how I've ever heard an era defined before, but continue.
I saw people, like, taking the 3D renditions of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and, like, using the instruments in those games to make songs.
Okay.
And it's the first thing that came to mind when I saw the bells. Oh! I saw his head.
That nade singing sweetly as well. Probably also perforating the eardrums of ECSTATIC. So they won't be able to hear the music regardless. Tops, Altex, Nikodos eating up nade damage as they take mid. Tops almost going down there as TMB also getting a nade to his face. This is perfect utility from ECSTATIC. So much damage dealt, so many players plucked apart, but they still not found any kills yet, so still ample opportunity for PREASY to bring this back. Altex barrel spotted though. Nodios goes aggressive. This is a freebie. Altex has no idea he's been seen. Lovely aggression, greatly balanced. And now the lurking TMB has a lot to make up for, and Nodios does it again.
They only got 2 on B, but I'm not entirely sure if it's going to matter, because eventually they're going to bite the bullet and go through a smoke to their own demise. A flawless round from ECSTATIC, and I love the way they play this out. All of these rounds, there's been this looming threat of inevitably losing some of these players on lurks. And we even saw that one round where it turns to a 3-on-3 because somebody gave themselves up on A. But that feels like it's been happening every single one of these rounds, and you're only going to catch ECSTATIC off guard so many times. You get an opening kill, and it'd be the same formula. Let them walk into your lurks, use that to get bigger advantages, force them to save, and just go on from there. But now they're sniffing them out. This is a good start, peeking into Banana with a couple of flashbangs, but Patty can't ever seem to get away from one of his own. Kraken burning to a crisp, but eventually put to bed. Nikodos... He's to thank for 2 openers, but he's also to thank for a kill back on Tops. Even he himself is low. This round is not over, and they're rotating back to A.
Yeah, dinks his teammate down, allowing for an easy rebuttal. Nade is good, but so is the spreading out towards this A bomb site. They've beaten the rotations, but they can't beat the Soul Site defender in Queenix. but the rotations now cut off means this gets complicated. Queenix still yet to go down, almost a third, but a 1v2 now for Nodios as he comes in through Library. No retake util bar a single flash. Will he decide to go through the smoke with it? We'll have to wait and see. Instead, no. Is he just going to blind walk through? Oh my god, he catches TMB! Almost Refresh, but Refresh holds on, and it's 7 on the board for PREASY. A valiant effort from ECSTATIC, but it's snatched away at the last moment.
Dude, it shouldn't have gotten that close, but the fact that it does is remarkable. It's just so unfortunate for ECSTATIC because now they blow through their reserves just like that. And even then, Patty's going down to an MP9 so he can afford more utility.
This has been a stressful day at the office, Anthran.
That's been great.
It's been very good fun in the Counter-Strike side of things, with very full-on action.
Oh my lord. And they won't stop. I love this. PREASY. Almost every step of the way they've been winning banana control, and until you can convincingly stop it, there's no reason for yourself to stop. Maybe that's some leverage. A Kragan double trade could send them right back into the op of Salazar at A.
There's been some interesting role swaps on this PREASY roster. Apparently Nikodos a die-hard entry rifler as Salazar ensures that Tops dies hard. Bruce Willis in the server as Nodios finds the bomb. It's all up to Altex in a 1 versus 4, and his lurking about this a long side, or a short side, excuse me, probably also going to be quite short-lived. Taps away Queenix. Salazar dispatches. Perfectly done. As that's a third on the board. The CT side finally a response. As I'm surprised that this flash was so effective.
I mean, they've been tiptoeing with this idea for a majority of the game, where they keep trying to fight for banana after the first contact, but very often they're just left with nothing. I mean, we see them throw some early banana utility like mollies, like nades, and then try to go away, but someone gets stuck on a wall, or the flash is a little too good, I'd say. This map is also very clunky, I must say. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of the new Inferno.
Oh? I'm not a huge fan of CS2 at the moment. That's.
Oh, whoa!
I know.
No, not you.
I'm not allowed.
The aggression.
I'm not allowed to say it. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, it's just. I prefer Go, and that's where I stand at the moment. But I am enjoying the new storylines. I'm enjoying the storyline to CS2.
The problem with me is I don't know if it's just, you know, old man doesn't want anything to change talking, or I just don't like the game talking.
I feel like it's old man doesn't have a good enough PC to run CS2 right now. And it's irking me a little. Tops in the meantime. Falls to Nodios. Nikodos. Looking for the 1D. Counting it down. There we go. Deagle hitting like a truck as per usual. And into the 3-on-3 we find ourselves. First shot missed by Crag and it goes punished. TFB another one to Queenix through the wall. Means PREASY somehow have an advantage here. Flashbang blinds Paddy off the angle. Goes back for the spray. Nikodos keeps himself alive, allowing TMB a reload. Does the IGL go for the swing? Yes he does. And PREASY will find 8 on their T side of Inferno.
Wow. Dude, this is night and day. This is more of the half I expected after the start of Overpass, where they got those 3 rounds off rip. I thought, yeah, probably just going to be the better team, but this has got Ancient written all over it, especially with the pace right now. ECSTATIC, maybe it's a completely different story when they go to their T side. We did see some good stuff there on Overpass, but PREASY are just looking like the better team. In openers, in responses, in rotations, and even in aim duels, which was a significant inhibitor for them on Overpass. Nobody could get openers. Nobody could win their aim fights.
Yeah, it's just been a huge improvement for PREASY, but a big step back for ECSTATIC, who just looked indomitable for the entirety of that second half especially. As, okay, Nodios, that's a pretty clean open. That Altex just doesn't quite know what hit him, despite him starting firing first. Nikodos, though, great flash assist from TMB, but the crossfire Too much as Kraken dispels a double. Patty overlooks, and Patty will overwhelm. It's an 8-4 finish at the half. So at least there's something for ECSTATIC to work with going onto their T side, and with the Pika's advantage being arguably most prevalent on a map like Inferno, I reckon this T side will still have some bite.
Yeah, no, this is a lot more understandable to look at it from ECSTATIC's POV. I mean, you've gotta be worried about this, especially if they get the pistol. They didn't look so hot on their CT-sided pistol, but in this current meta, in this current day and age, this map is really hard to play as a CT. Well, they know it's coming in to be. What can they do to stop it? So far, one in a trade, not too shabby, but as the trades continue to go on, oh my lord, that took a while. Are they going to keep taking these fights down Banana? I think they are. Salazar's trapped, but when do you just consider him a dead man? Maybe now, as you huck the flash and tell him to hope for the best. It's a dink, but at this point, you're just looking to delay or just, go on to win the round yourself, Salazar. Why not? 1v3 for all techs, and there may just be too much time eaten away.
Yeah, no kit on Ultex, no util, just a bit of Kevlar. And that's not going to stop his head from being plucked to pieces as... Oh, hello, Salazar peering in as we disappear for a moment, and that allows Ultex a chance to run in up Banana. But no, there's no time to defuse this. He's just pre-firing corners, hoping somebody's waiting for him, trying to do extra damage to this T side, bag some dualies, but it really is over, and Kraken ensures it is. Good lord. 5 on the board for ECSTATIC, and it is certainly not out of their hands just yet. .35 to the 3.04 in favour of PREASY, despite being a map down, despite ECSTATIC winning the pistol. According to our partners over at 1xBet, you don't have to believe the odds, but I do advise you to gamble responsibly. CS2, it's Tier 2 CS2 especially, a very unpredictable beast. And also, please do not gamble if you're under the age of 18, as it is illegal, and do not bet with more than you can afford to lose, as it is simply not worth it. Things change, magic happens, and who knows, maybe PREASY really is the favourite if they can keep this one going to Ancient, where they have 39 maps played in the past 3 months.
Maps kind of it's seemingly thrown out the window here as kind of feels like time goes on. These boys are neck and neck. It's a big force buy though. PREASY, I feel like they need to get on the better side of this. Losing here would mean, honestly, that 8-4 and even 8-3 to that extent kind of feels all for nothing. By the way, that was a smoke crosshair smile.
Okay, I'm glad that wasn't just my PC. I was like, damn, I'm about to get TeamViewer hacked, aren't I? TMB, though, hacks away at Nodios' head. Flies back onto the B-bomb site. Salazar forces forward. And Salazar looks to put this one to bed. Sleeps TMB, but refresh on the back of the bomb site goes unclear. Kraken gives his head up for free. Salazar walking wounded. Refresh doubles up, lurking around the backside. Altex, a massive frag into Paddy's spinal cord. Queenix tapping away at the first. 2 left to find, and Nikonos shuts him down. That's 9 on the board for PREASY, and a massive interruption of what ECSTATIC were trying to get started in the second half. That is a killing blow, and they are forced to force up into this 15.
That's a gamble well paid off for PREASY. I mean, it feels like that entire idea is out the window if ECSTATIC go for an A push. If they go for like a Halls pop, there's nothing PREASY could have done. They would have just simply been outgunned, outnumbered. They wouldn't have rotations in time, and it'd be as easy and cut and dry as that. But they stack B, knowing it's the weaker of the two in general. It's the more T-sided site. It's usually the safer bet for force sides like that. And it works well. Tops caught, or I'm sorry, Patty rather, caught by Tops pushing up Banana. I guess if there's any gleaming light there, it's the fact that Patty wasn't the AK. With every player you give up is every chance seemingly biffed.
Tops in the meantime, lobbing a Molotov down to the feet of ECSTATIC. He's just trapped 2 players in T-ramp. Not the best of starts to a round, losing a man and all your map control. T and B swings wide, good for 1, tops another. Nodios and Queenix, they leg it through the smoke and have a smoke of their own to maybe cross onto the site. Altec with a nade, lobs it forward. I reckon Altec should have used it to blow up the smoke there because he had support all the way back. But, you know, what's done is done, and Altec is done for. This is a 2-on-2 now. ECSTATIC looking to make magic happen right here and now.
Here's a big problem. Nikolas is the only one with a kid. If he goes down to this MP9, all hell breaks loose. But that's not the world that it seems PREASY live in yet. Nodio's still a chance at redemption as the bomb is tapped. He peeks in from Banana, trades golden from Nikolas.
And that is a lovely way for PREASY to be picking up double digits. They are now double the round count of ECSTATIC, and we are staring down an eerily similar barrel to what we had over on Overpass. It was a 10-5 scoreline then, it's a 10-5 scoreline now. We're just holding up a mirror to what happened in map 1. It appears both teams very well drilled in what they've been picking on out, and perhaps 1xBet knows something that we don't with those odds so heavily favouring PREASY. Clearly, they're thinking they're going to win out our 3rd and final, and also anticipating that we get there. ECSTATIC will not know this, of course, so it won't be able to bum them out until after the game, but Craig and Patty just getting bodied, but Patty still gets an opener. Uh-oh.
Patty, what are you doing for here, man? I like the idea, right? Maybe try to catch him on the fadeaway with the HE, but that's pushing it, dog. Not giving up for not a lot in return. Well, they have banana control. Well, actually had. They don't even have that anymore. And are they stacking a... Wow, what a brazen call.
It appears to be working, though, because this is where all of the ECSTATIC line is waiting. And Refresh and Salazar go blow for blow. That's ECSTATIC actually with an advantage here, and no way. They've made a perfect call as well. They're legging it back down towards B, but they might not even need to go there. Realise that there is further presence towards this A site, though. So gamble that there will only be a maximum of a single player left on this opposing site. Can they get across uncontested, though? Oh, okay, Salazar apparently can.
Oh, Tops is low, too. I didn't even see that. They were all low, so I guess it was somewhat justified. You knew you did damage early on. But finally, something good for ECSTATIC. So at least they did better than PREASY did on their home turf, right? So
Sure.
There's that. The bar's low. But now is really where you start to see the T-sided excellence of this map, because this wasn't a great buy. This was very uncomfortable, and it was essentially ECSTATIC just embodying what the issues of this map are fundamentally, right? Where you've got 1-2 people in banana. They even kept the second player there for a majority of the time. But you have to rotate. You have to. You can't leave A with only 2 players. You need to support it. And at that point, why are you even playing 1B? Because you're not defending B with 1 player. It's not going to happen.
Stewie 2K would disagree. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Moving on. Dead silence from the NACS van.
I was going to say something, but I don't want my own country at my throat. Pause.
I can make fun of the UK, it's fine. Although the UK scene is still probably more alive than NA right now. Actually, that's a lie.
Hey.
You got complexity, who am I kidding?
It's at least competitive.
I mean, complexity very competitive in Sydney, and FaZe has twists, I suppose. We got Mezzy moving over to Vitality, though. That should be fun, as Queenix makes moves onto Voltex. That is almost... Yeah, that is confirmed now for Blast. As Kragan doubles up. And this is looking like a nice round for ECSTATIC, unless Tops can do that a couple more times. And no, we can't. Salazar plants the bomb. Refresh on the wrong bomb site. But yeah, Mezzy to Vitality is confirmed as Magiska's gone off the Falcons. But Nico has turned down his Falcons offer and will be staying with Monacy on G2.
I thought you were talking about the photo that Vitality posted today, where they had like that person blacked out.
I have no
It's
idea.
like a hype building thing. Yeah, I'm active on Twitter.
I mean, I normally am, but yeah, my problem is I don't have enough bandwidth to have other tabs open right now. We're living in the middle of a field, and it comes with its downsides.
What's the upside?
Cheap rent.
All right, I'm sold. Farmer Boy Anthran incoming.
Farmer
my
Boy
God, that was their
Anthran.
buy?
Oh, speaking of
Oh
farming,
my jeez!
yeehaw! TMB last alive.
Stop, he's already dead.
Bodied. Okay, this could still be a 2-0. Now we need to start making room for that conversation. ECSTATIC are only 2 rounds behind, and PREASY, I mean, it's not going to be a complete buy. There's no ult for Nikodos here. And util is going to be scant in some cases. Tag time not called because of it. Can't blame them.
And even PREASY are starting to feel the heat.
Absolutely.
Because at this point, rounds are at a fire sale price. It's 2 for the price of 1. Dropping this here could honestly be series changing.
Yeah.
Honestly, too, what's also scary is looking at this team, ECSTATIC, I personally think they would blow Sinners out of the water.
Oh, absolutely.
The Sinners we saw today, it's just the trades are so good. They don't allow multi-kills, and when they do, it's like 2 at most. They limit individual success, they play with rotations. I can't see a Sinners that we saw today winning a series against this team.
Bear in mind, ECSTATIC beat VP on Ancient and Inferno, which is wild, given that VP is sort of classically map 3 Inferno merchants. They beat them 13-11. They beat them in regulation. And now up against PREASY. Looking to do the same, coming in from the back foot. Still with every chance of taking this one. Now, there is a surprising lack of utility for team players that have almost $10,000 to their name on ECSTATIC. Salazar, Odios, Patty on a smoke apiece right now. As I'm going to point out TMB's position here. TMB could be a very big difference maker. As could this 4-man A bomb site stack. Nikodos, does he go for the smoke spam? No, Nodios allowed to creep up, as is Salazar. Util lined up. This is going to be messy. As Altec starts proceedings, Nodios a swift trade. Nikodos, the spam comes through. Good for another advantage gain. And now the back creep comes in for TMB. Refresh doesn't need assistance. That is a crumbling for ECSTATIC. And PREASY now making me feel a lot more comfortable.
That was a must-win round. PREASY win it. So a lot of woes now taken care of. ECSTATIC has still got some punch and bark left, but I don't know how much bite, which is the real issue.
I mean, punch and
Kind of
bark
hard
sounds
to-
like a pretty tasty cocktail, to be fair.
What?
Like cinnamon bark in a cocktail?
With fruit punch?
Okay, it's fine. Let's move on. My tastes are fancy.
That's like a 5th grader's taste buds.
Okay, Nikodos
Man.
spamming down 2. As I discover that Anthran is not a cocktail fan. Queenix now jumping in towards the apartments. Misses the jump. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Has to reset because you can't jump over the wall as Altex has no wall in front of him anymore. He can just go for the wide swing straight off the back of that roof. One of the few things that makes a bit of an alleviation of pressure for the CT side as Altex deals a killing blow to Salazar. And Nodios and Queenix now. That's a lovely headshot, but that's about all they'll get as Tops finishes off. Nodios and finishes the round with 12 in their favour.
Well, well, well. That little stint of a comeback? Nah. Nah, that's not going anywhere. I don't exactly think this is going to go on for much longer. Maybe PREASY is just that guy.
PREASY
I know
is
their
just
whole
that
team.
guy.
So
that is your
come on.
award-winning.
You get what I was going for. You get what I was going for.
I do, of course. PREASY wants this third map right now. PREASY wants this series, and ECSTATIC is quite the head to be hanging. As Queenix waltzes forward, and Altex looks to be the man to put a stop to him. They spot each other, but as smoke separates them, the fight's broken up for now.
Well, not for long. Battle resumes at A, and it seems ECSTATIC have more to say. Blinded up, refresh, and a non-contender. And ECSTATIC are just looking to make the score a little more pretty. I still think it's a far shot from being an overtime thriller, but there's only one way to prove me wrong.
I mean, PREASY, I don't think have too much loss bonus, right? Refresh has got not much cash here. If Nikodos doesn't survive, that's another reinvestment. Not that they're going to invest too much into hunting him here on ECSTATIC. They barely have any money of their own. I mean, maybe there's a world where they just go for a half in the next. Although, yeah, again, if Nikodos survives this, he can just drop Refresh, so probably still a force. Either way, ECSTATIC put 9 on the board, still hunting those double digits. It's well within the realms of possibility here, but PREASY still breathing down their neck at a constant. It's not going to be an easy time, that's for sure.
They are going to have to work for it. They do say closing out games of Counter-Strike's one of the hardest things to do.
I agree. So many chokes. I've not won a single Face-It game in CS2.
I don't know if I've played a single Face-It game in CS2.
I've played about 4 of them at this stage. Just donating ELO. As PREASY look to avoid
At some
doing the
point,
same.
At some point, I'll go back and get some ELO, but
Yeah.
not for now.
Premier seems
For now, I'm
to be
too busy
all the
playing
rage.
Nintendo Tetris,
Oh, okay. Or Nintendo Tetris.
NES Tetris.
You know what? I'm not even going to judge. I love Tetris.
You ever played the NES version?
I can't say that I have. I've played the Aeroplane TV screen version.
What? Oh, nah, I gotta fly these planes.
Yeah.
I gotta fly on these planes.
I think long-haul Virgin Airways flights, they've got Tetris, and you can play competitively against other passengers. It's great fun.
Why am I not surprised you fly Virgin?
That was just uncalled for. That was... Damn.
That's what you get for your 5th grader cocktail.
It was merely a comparison. I like a really mean zombie. Right, okay.
Oh, wait, I really mean what?
Zombie. 2 shots of white rum, 2 shots of spice rum, 180ml of pineapple juice, 50ml of lime juice, a measure of grenadine,
Write that down, write that down.
an orange wedge, half a passion fruit. Oh, beautiful. And a pineapple leaf
Made
if you're
something
feeling
called-
particularly frisky.
I don't like pineapple. That sucks. Unlucky. Anyway. I like this setup from PREASY. And while it looks like for now TMB's in hot water, that's the whole idea. You just force him off with utility, make him go back into the site, pull a rotation when he needs it, and all's well that ends well. But I think, are they attempting a B split maybe? I thought that was maybe like a shock smoke instead of just a regular arch smoke. So they were maybe trying to go for a split.
We've not really seen many split attempts outside of PREASY's early first half, though. It would be nice to maybe see one pull out the bag, but we're running out of time to actually see one come through as we now stack up towards A. 5 T's here, and they line up as Refresh knocks them down. Oh, that's it. That's over. Refresh has done everything he needs to, leaving Queenix in a 1-on-5. He does find 2 heads. This would be a nice sign to production? Well, spoilers much. Okay.
It's over. It's over. It's over. Come on.
We're flicking
We knew
through
where it
every
was
slide. No, okay. Sure. Well, spoilers, guys. It appears that PREASY will be winning that one out. As there we go. Hey, we're back. We got there eventually. Yeah. ECSTATIC are going to be letting that slip. We are going to be going to a third of Ancient and Thread. What are your thoughts on this third and final?
I really have no idea. That second map was a different ECSTATIC and a different PREASY alongside it. Now, we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly from both of these teams. I really have no idea what's in store at this point. I said coming in, this is going to be a battle of what ECSTATIC do we see on this day. And so far, we've seen both of them. I don't know which one we're going to see on Ancient.
Well, I'm very excited to put that one to the test. It's 39 maps in the past 3 months and a 72% win rate for PREASY up against just 13 and a 46. Will that mean anything as the odds dead even coming into our third and final? We'll see you guys after this short break to see who will be our victor.
job, balala. Simple, so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Tired of boring case openings? Do you always get only cheap skins? The Hellcase website has tons of options to upgrade your inventory. It's up to you to participate in giveaways, events, or compete with other players in opening cases. Hellcase, your world of expensive skins.
Watch the matches with bo3.gg, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with bo3.gg.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit?
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.
The champion of champions.
Welcome back to the CCT podcast. We got a couple of things to break down for you. We got some post-player break tournament results. We got the current CCT rankings, and we got the results of the online finals number 2. Interview coming up as well.
Enjoy the interview. Favourite and incredibly handsome along with Taz. It's going to be
Lots of exciting topics. Absolute legend of the game.
Directly beside him, talk and work together, but they don't peek. Oh! Taz! The devil strikes, and Taz ties the game.
How's your retirement been? Would you get back with the old VP squad?
Would our fans like to see this?
The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
Production was... Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the third map. You just missed some of the best singing you have ever heard, I guarantee you. That's what we've been up to in the pre-game. We're coming into it now. It's PREASY versus ECSTATIC. Looking to see who's most in tune on the server today. It's been back and forth, a little bit streaky, but both teams comfortable on their own picks. But now we come to neutral ground, our decider. It's ECSTATIC starting on that CT, but will that be a blessing or a curse as the conga line of carnage makes its way down B round?
Pistols have been pretty spread. However, this one looks convincing for ECSTATIC off the start. Queenix and Craig in a very long-standing duo of this team and many others alike. Looking good to kick off Ancient, but they completely vacate B beyond Naughtios.
Yeah, this is an interesting line of decision-making here. The gamble stack towards A, apparently uncalled for as PREASY make their way up B ramp, but Naughtios is going to have quite the tall order on his hands. Now, Kraken does have the good sense to head back. As actually Naughtios heads back as well in towards CT, playing a more passive line, given he is going to be overwhelmed if they decide on this site. And Naughtios appears to have made the perfect decision as TMB is swiftly dispatched of. Both players now identified, and Naughtios, what an impeccable 3K. That is a lovely sight hole from ECSTATIC.
PREASY landed one bullet that round. One. On a pistol. That's wild. And feels like it's been a while since we've seen ECSTATIC get off to the races, so honestly I'd be down, but I don't think there'll be a buy here from PREASY, so maybe it's momentum quickly added up for ECSTATIC.
ECSTATIC, can they piggyback off the back of this with PREASY on no bomb plant territory? It is just going to be Patty who needs to find the most impact here. Farm up a bit of extra cash, and Naughtios... Oh, the flash. The flash is gorgeous. The spray down even more so. So much damage. It's continued on up, and Patty is allowed to capitalize onto two. Bags the M4 to ensure it's saved over. Yeah, very competent round there from the likes of ECSTATIC. Even some util trading.
Weirdly enough, I always like when one player goes down on an anti-eco round like that, because normally, if everybody were to have stayed alive, you're not going to see Naughtios upgrade. Or rather, I'm sorry, Patty. He'd stay on an MP9. But here, he's forced to drop the M4 over to Naughtios. You might as well upgrade. And it gives you a better chance in this round. I mean, statistically, even though, yeah, it's a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, it's called a bonus buy round for a reason. There are still two FAMASs in play, but according to Anthran, that only improves your chances.
That's what I'm saying.
The best gun in the game, he says. I'm still hesitant to agree. The TMB in the meantime looks to dispatch of the M4s. Naughtios swings back in, but the blindness experience is just... Yeah, it's a veil of white. Not a chance in hell he's getting out of that one alive, as Patty also taking some heavy hits. But Ultex removed by Salazar and AK upgrade netted. It will be a 4-on-4 retake if TMB remembers to plant the bomb. There we go.
Well, they already know about someone's quick flank from the stairwell, rather from the ramp side. But Kragen's to be leading the charge, I assume, considering the teammate behind him's throwing a flash. TMB's the first responder on 26 HP. So much as a shoulder will do him in, but it's the crossfire that really wins this round. And falling away, it seems, PREASY have well earned their first. In the third, they come up. And ECSTATIC have no intentions on attempting the 2-on-3.
You say that?
No way.
He's got a kit! He's got the kit! Wait, Nikodos goes for the wallbang spray! No, Nikodos! He'll save the round by a thread! My God! And you know what the worst thing is? Patty had a Molotov! The Molotov could have stopped Refresh from standing and spraying, but he goes for the stick regardless, tries to be the ninja, and the defuse will not come through. Look, there's the Molotov right there. Could have been a deal winner. But Nikodos knocks him down through the wall. What a recovery there from PREASY.
Half a second, dog. Half a second, and that's a one round.
Whew.
Oh, man. You can't be doing that to us this early on, ECSTATIC. You can't be. Come on.
This is spicy. A delicious way to get into this third and final map of the series. Delectable, perhaps, if you're an ECSTATIC fan. Patty and Refresh go blow for blow. Altex furthest forward. Oh, wow, the kill feed is alight as Kraken is still alive. Not for long, but Queenix has had enough time bought for him to run on in, leaving only Altex. The pace is never ending.
They just refresh the smoke. Why give him a chance? Why let him see back in? Especially when it's Altex on the other end of the coin. Ooh, Queenix. Hairpin off.
How is Nodios still alive, though? Altex, did you see those bullets just peppering around him? I mean, a very winnable 1v2 here, though.
Neo impression.
Dodging like the Matrix. I mean, if he's doing his best CSGO Neo impression, that would be winning this tournament, because Neo's just won back-to-back S-tier events as the coach of FaZe.
Well, Nodios is winning this round, so who cares about that?
There we go, Nodios.
That was a little pushing it, but
I say Nodios there. Probably caring about the fact he wins that round. 3-1 now to the boys in blue. There's no doubt PREASY feeling a little blue. Okay, Nikodos does have an AK. We're going hero rifle here. Looks like it. The Eagle on Altex. Let's see what they can deliver. Mission objective.
if those two are...
Bomb plant.
If you run into HEs, though, it might be mission failed. I'm surprised that flash didn't hit. Oh my... Did Nikodos see him crossing? I think he did. No, he didn't. Patience is a virtue! And he uses it to open up. Nobody else is here to stop him. Patty has to come back into the site if he wants a chance. And that's double entry me and just put them back on the board. 3 from Nikodos. All it takes is 1. A hat trick and a handshake. PREASY. This round's theirs. Refresh. A little off, but still gets the kill without a scratch on him. And now Queenix is just looking for anything in redemption.
I mean, he's looking for a save in mid here by the looks of things. If he's not careful, he might actually go down to that bomb through the wall. Man, the new bomb radius is just punishing.
Criminal.
As I would agree. The Luminosity gaming stickers. Are they what he needs to stay alive here? Altex epping his way down. And forces Queenix out the round. Apparently no is the answer as PREASY put up 2. And, oh, Altex, that's a bit saucy. Only 5 rounds in, young man.
Well, 5 rounds in 2 maps.
This is true.
Themselves a little bit. This is a big round to win.
And cleanly as well. Only a single death.
Well, it's going to be hard to contend for PREASY considering they're against the best gun in the game, but I'm sure they can make do because there's only one of them. Reagan, though, he is taking first contact. He is taking the first kill and maybe even a second behind it. Nah, flash a little off the ball. But he is still low, so keep your eyes open to Queenix's 5-7 and the pistols and Cabe. I could easily see this round going downhill, but Salazar gets a little over eager and just decides to swing in.
ECSTATIC here. Already playing on the back foot, even more so now with that man advantage falling prey. Okay. Tops now. Will play Guardian. As that timing really could have been a lot more punishing. Refresh now instead the man to look onwards into middle. There will be no rotations from that direction, at least for now. There's Nodios inches away from Refresh here. Does he get away with a frag? Not looking likely. As Refresh catches a timing and a bullet to the back of the head, in fairness. It is a 2-on-3, but I don't think the ECSTATIC go for this. Nah, they want to keep that Kevlar.
Not when you are this low on money. I mean, you've got an AK, right? So there is some fighting chance in the following round. But I love what they do here for PREASY. Don't let any other weapon be recovered. They're not giving another AK. They're giving a FAMAS, so it's not nothing to work with in this next round. And the utility they bring in could be worth mentioning, too. If they really wanted to, you could smoke off the B doors, molly the sandwich cub, or molly the cubby, flash in, and you could see a push. alongside that, PREASY have had a lot of emphasis put in early rounds on taking B ramp control. If they do that next round, and, you know, in the same world, ECSTATIC take it from them, there could be a good fight to put up.
Yeah, honestly, just put Kragan on a P250 here, give themselves a little bit more of an opportunity. Otherwise, save up the rest of their cash, and maybe there is something to write home about. Oh, actually, Kragan's gone a little deeper. He's gone for full util and a 5-7. Okay, that is the util that was saved on overall drop to him here. Odios a 5-7 as well. Salazar, he's the man with the most to lose in this round. Needs to save up as much as possible for an AWP purchase here, as PREASY not quite as heavy favourites as they were at the end of that second map. ECSTATIC have still had some good rounds here. It is, of course, an equalised scoreline, and they will be looking to extend that further here. But unfortunately, their util man is out of place, as is their entire roster. Salazar, receiving the full brunt of a PREASY execute by the looks of things, will not be able to fend off for long, but 4 rotations come on in, and they lose their rifle on Patty. And Salazar through the smoke. Cheeky old text, but that's a save.
I mean, even though you have Nodios on a 5-7, yeah, that's just unlucky. I was going to say, someone like him saving, kind of nonsensical, but at the same time, you can use him as like a human shield for Kragan and Queenix. And again, there's a gun to be picked up. I believe that FAMAS died in mid, moving to house. So you could... Oh, no, not the time to leave. Or maybe it is. But he's definitely getting caught. There's a flank in the works. All techs. If not him, then Refresh. But one of them's finding that kill. Even Queenix is in hot water.
Yeah, Queenix. You'd never be too careful. Here's a lot of people running on the other side of that wall, but thankfully we'll be able to save. Where's this going? Where's this going, Enthran?
You're asking me for a call like that? I don't know, man. ECSTATIC's defense has been all over the place. Likewise with PREASY. I'd like to say there's going to be emphasis on mid. I feel like in a rifle round, no, you know what? I could see PREASY just going for a push into a site. They haven't really done much at A, but with how they're looking, I don't think that's the case.
Would you like some fun stats?
Oh no, here we go.
So both teams have a higher CT round win percentage, but in terms of actual distribution, PREASY prefer the T side. Probably because they often pick into this map. But it means they are more than comfortable across both halves, and they have a much better T side than ECSTATIC are able to boast. So, PREASY, this is their better side against a team like ECSTATIC here, but they are able to hold their weight much better on both halves, which is why ECSTATIC need minimum 6 CT rounds here.
That's a lot to ask. With how the pace of this game has been going, that's going to be tough. But maybe if they can get a couple more kills like that, it'll be easy said. And easy done. TMB wants a trade and almost gets it, but Salazar only showing his shoulder. No head offered up, and the trades are far better for ECSTATIC as soon as they swing back out with the assistance of a flashbang. And now Nikodas and Tops can only really hope for a bomb plant. A round win until a couple more kills are pulled back feels something you can't even think to discuss. But we've seen them crack through the setup before, so I'm not entirely going to count them out. Crossfire fails. No. Tops, though, he got 2 lined up for him. But now doubling back up at the exact same angle. Trade should be perfect. Yeah, no real questions about it. So, right back at you. ECSTATIC tie it up.
That's an excruciating start from Patty there. Alltech's nothing he can do. As well, you said TMB was looking for a head. Unfortunately, it's his that is discovered by Salazar. And with that, ECSTATIC even the scoreline back on up. They've got Salazar on an AWP finally. No defuse kits on 3 of their players, but hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them. As instead the charge comes down in towards middle. You said middle would be a battleground, and Kragan makes it his own. A double up as PREASY are just battered and bruised across the map. And a nade onto Tops, dealing even further damage. Queenix, that was just saucy. And Altec's only able to finally find some success now. Nades rain down, his position known about. Bomb nowhere to be seen for Altex. This is an ECSTATIC's 5th.
And it's not even a matter of the health that's low on ecstatic. It's just the fact that there is so much you have to do to even abuse that. That this isn't a talking point of a 1v4. This is just do some damage, limit how many guns they save, or you can try to save yourself, but that's going to be costly at the exact same time.
Yeah, Altec's just praying for something here. Hoping for some players to walk into his Hungry Crosshair. My favourite children's book, The Hungry Hungry Crosshair.
Someone tells me that's not a children's book.
Shout out to those of you who get the reference. Shout out to my parents out there watching. It is my understanding that a couple of the parents of ECSTATIC players are in the audience today. Always good to see some familial support. It goes a long way in the esports industry. ECSTATIC
You know, I'd feel a little awkward if my mother were ever to like watch me.
I mean, with your mouth, I'm not surprised.
All right, man. That's not why. I speak like this in person.
No, I mean, it depends, you know? If I'm ever casting like a big, you know, like A tier, S tier LAN or whatever, I wouldn't mind having my parents in the audience, you know?
I just know that my dad would crack some rinky-dink comment like, "What were you wearing?"
I mean, bear in mind, I literally hosted an event dressed as Jesus on Halloween. I mean, my parents have come to expect.
That's hype!
Bro, I've got an amazing photo. I'll find it for you in a minute. Honestly, absolutely banging photography. Have you seen that clip?
Of course I've seen that clip.
Yeah, that was I was wearing my Jesus outfit underneath the jacket.
That's actually so goated.
Thank you. I try my best. In the meantime, ECSTATIC trying their best to rotate in time, and Kragan! How the hell does he get away with that first frag? Queenix another. It's a solid follow-up as ECSTATIC somehow make this a doable conversion. But they just need to find their way back onto the site first. It will again be a 3-man line. Looking to play for trades here, but can't afford to line up. That gets risky, but surprisingly little damage done until Nikodos does that. Nodios also removed. Nikodos on a tear. Salazar left in a 1v3 and what looked doable now an impossible ordeal. He's just got to run away and save, and he might not even be afforded in Altix. He looked like a dead body in the corner there, crouching down. Catches the upper off guard, and Salazar not having anywhere near the impact he did back on Overpass.
I just wonder what the buy's going to look like here from ECSTATIC, because Nodios and Salazar are both going to struggle, but everybody else should be fine. Maybe an M4 thrown down, but still, you're going to have some missing pieces. Notably head armor with still a MAC-10 in play on TMB. That's significant. You've got no kits beyond one on Nodios. That's significant. Even utility is missing. There's a lot of advantages to try and exploit here as PREASY. And beating the early utility may not do them any favors. Salazar on the FAMAS 3 sprayed down. There's a reason I tote this weapon. And that's why, in the blink of an eye, PREASY's hopes and dreams of guaranteeing a 6th are shot down. Plus, Altex has something to say. He and Tops have to be a 2-man army, but only getting yourself one isn't a way to pave that legacy. Tops, not long for this world either as he walks into Patty. As quick as it started, it's as quick as it finishes. ECSTATIC, I'm not sure if they'll have a half lead, but it'll certainly be competitive going into the second.
It's certainly so. That's exactly what we need to see from the CT side, a dismantling, a dismembering of the PREASY side. As now another full buy comes on through for the boys in blue. Salazar picking up an AK dropped for him. Good to see that he's finding a little bit more form here towards the end of the half. Unfortunately, PREASY could not find the cash for a full investment, and that nade couldn't quite find its target. Falls a little bit shy, but Kragan not shy to go for mid-aggression again. Decapitates Altex. A punch to the back of the skull. The deadliest of blows you could possibly deliver. There's no surviving that as Kraken. Oh, he's done it all. A 3K towards his mid-aggression. And Salazar just needs to close in on Refresh, leaving Nikodos in a 1 versus 4. 1 minute 20 left. It is the most unlikely of ordeals for him to come out on top in. Queenix full blinding his teammates in the meantime as Nikodos walks in through the swamp. And unfortunately, ECSTATIC will be asking what he's doing there. And likely quickly dispatching of him as he walks straight into Queenix's 180.
A new pair of pants after that required. I remember one time I was playing matchmaking with one of my buddies. It was like a 2-on-4 or something. And we're walking up Banana, right? We're T's. We're walking up Banana. I'm like, yo, can you clear car? It's like, yeah, sure. Walks up, gets obliterated. It's all clear.
Nice.
There were maybe 3 players staring at him.
I still feel like my favourite moment of that is back on Dust 2, back in the day. The Fnatic 4 Orps.
Oh.
Mwah, pristine.
That is pristine!
Absolutely bloody fantastic, HC. That's another one of my personal favourites, actually. It was... Oh, I forget the name. That's embarrassing. No, I don't. Viperio versus Fake Natty, like 00 Nation, Cold Zero team.
Yeah.
And there is an ace of jumping AWP no-scopes towards the B bomb site. The Viperio player with the AWP outdoes Cold Zero. Obviously, not a major final. But...
This stack doesn't make sense from PREASY.
No.
They've got full A main control, and there's still 2 more at A. It leaves them very, very vulnerable at B, and a play like this could just happen. I don't get this. This is a retake now, and I feel like this is the only world where ECSTATIC could come away with this round. Dooley's picked up on Queenix. Armor on 2 of the 3. Half HP on Patty, but I don't think that's going to matter. Because when they swing out, they'll meet a horde of T's, none of which are ever more forgiving. But when you've got players with their heads turned, I don't think it'll be much of a difficulty. Kragan is tasked with everything. 2 on the site, 1 stick in the defuse, getting flanked on low HP. Really couldn't get more unwinnable, could it? PREASY, it's a good pistol to win, and it may put things back to an even stead.
Yeah, it's a solid round for PREASY there. Getting off the defuse was a slight risk at the time, but they get it over the line regardless. Even some dualies picked on up as ECSTATIC. With that bomb going down, they will be buying up into this next regardless. Lots of Galils. I hope a bit of util coming out as well. You know, Mac 10's still wildly effective. I reckon Patty might take that mantle. No, goes for the Deeg instead. He will be the supporting cast member. There's PREASY. 3 A1Ss, 2 MP9s. They're looking to equalise as soon as they possibly can. TMB charges it down middle, spams through the smoke. A little too far to the left, though. So ECSTATIC will keep themselves in good health for the time being. Tops extending out the Ray Halls, though. Does this encourage a rotation? I'll have to wait and see whether this fight is taken and what they're going to do in terms of executing on B.
Was very split for now. And it kind of feels like ECSTATIC want PREASY to make the first move, but they're not. And this is something I do like that PREASY do every now and again, and I feel like it's an underexplored asset of Ancient, where you explore a main, you really dig into what's going on there, and well, maybe I stand corrected. Maybe PREASY will make the first move, but still come out the victors of the engagement regardless. 2 opening picks, and there's no trades to discuss. Utilities low, but ECSTATIC are left off far, far worse. The force buy doesn't seem to be paying any dividends to a successful conversion back. There's no flash for this. Altex is going in dry, and Nodios is not forgiving at all.
That's a big fight to win.
Wait, I think Kragan's just dead. Yeah, there's no way he wins this. What? Okay, more than I expected.
Patty spotted though, and Refresh gives up his position. That nade's gonna be enough.
No
but
way!
Patty dodges it. Tops now charges him down. It's a 1v3 for Nodios. Oh, Tops okay. The second frag is saucy. And the bomb will be able to be defused by PREASY. That's gonna be an equalized scoreline. There's still no clear winner here on Ancient.
I mean, we have been at each other's throats this whole map. There's been no clear front runner of Ancient.
But I feel like that's a tight turn. A small one at that, but I reckon PREASY able to capitalize off the back of this. They are the more well-rounded team here. This is their 40th Ancient in the past 3 months, which that's gotta be some kind of record. Like, even going to alternate attacks and overpass, they were hitting the mid-30s. Monty, even. The most they had at any one time was like 42, but it certainly wasn't Ancient. This is a wild amount of experience and a pretty damn good win rate to boast as Ultex beats Nodios down on B ramp. And look at this electric star. Paddy and Craig are inches from death, and Nikodos only expends another.
I thought TMB got killed and ragdolled. Oh my god, that's a sick flash!
I've never seen that either.
That was sick!
Queenix and Salazar just did a 2v4.
That was cool.
It had no effect. He got the kill anyway. But yeah, Salazar loves one back in of his own. There's still a chance here for ECSTATIC, but it's still a 3 versus 2, and of course this is one that the likes of PREASY will go for.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Especially when they've cleared out CT spawn. That's a big point of the retaking success. And somebody's got to peek out and spam this bomb, not knowing if they're on it or not. Now you can likely just stick it. 1v3, Queenix doing God's work! Oh, but 2 won't be enough. And running out of bullets is the only saving grace for PREASY. I doubt they get away with all players. No, they will. Okay, TMB tells the tale of a barely won round, but... man, was that scary. Any other gun? This is Queenix's round.
I honestly cannot believe that. That was ridiculous. Actually, I'd argue the MAC-10 was the perfect weapon for the job because it allows that wild spray. Yeah, the fact he finds Refresh here and then has the jumping down accuracy to find Nikodos as well. I think the MAC-10 was perfect. It just didn't have enough ammunition in the magazine. And again, the defuse being stuck there, the knives whipped out. Unfortunately, there was a kit on the bomb, and with that, ECSTATIC call another attack timeout here. PREASY back, leading the charge, 156 to the 232, according to our partners over at 1xBet. As my goodness, this has been one of the more intense series I've casted in a long time. Helped no doubt by you, Anthrent. You are an incredibly hyped caster.
Aww. God, dog, my head's big enough already.
You should probably see a doctor about that.
Who says I haven't?
That's a very valid point. On that note, PREASY.
Oh my, is this just a B rush? It is.
It's a straight rush.
More than that.
Okay, Queenix stays alive for quite a long time. Nodios, that's a fantastic trade. It's 3v3 Terp here. And Tops is only on an MP9 refresh. How is he not burning alive? That's ridiculous.
What?
That is the perfect RNG molly spread for him to hide behind. But it doesn't matter. Kraken and TMB on the blow for blow. Salazar out of nowhere means Tops is left in a 1-on-2. Knows where both of them are roughly because Nodios has to be the planter. But Tops has now been spotted. And this is not going to be an easy time for PREASY. Tries to pick up a new rifle, fumbles the bag, and Nodios wins that out. What the hell is going on?
That's why you have to that's why you have to throw your gun away. You can't be picking it up, especially with the problems that E-Pickup still has. I honestly fancy his chances at finding this first kill if he doesn't just press E on the gun. Right, but you see here when he's crossing in, he never actually throws away his MP9. He has to go and manually pick it up, stuck in the animation of pulling out the gun, gives Nodios time to react, and then it's as easy as you like. There's really no countering that. But I'm surprised that went so poorly. They had nades, mollies, and everything to stop the rush, but 1 kill apiece is unacceptable.
And now look at the buy for PREASY. I thought this would be the time they start pulling away, but I am sorely mistaken. Nodios spamming down in towards the cave. Won't quite be able to tickle Refresh out of his position. Instead, Refresh drops another smoke, and it bounces a little weirdly, but it'll get the job done for now. Okay, the pistols are doing surprisingly good work. TMB, if he can find another one, that's where we start to get a little bit worried. Kraken also tries his hand, but TMB still fragging. And hold on a minute, the totem pole boost assembled towards Donut. Is that going to be tall enough to spot one of these two players? No! Instead, Refresh has to find Kraken, but Nodios only trading back for a single. As long as TMB stays alive here, they've got the man advantage, but not for very long, I tell a lie. TMB does get the kill. It's Nodios and Patty at a disadvantage.
And they're all stuck, but the elephant in the room is TMB and his health. This is a very tricky player to trade, but now knowing where Nodios is, it's a walk in the park. Nikados, big conversion, and the same goes for the B defenders, making up for the previous round's mishap. And on an eco, nonetheless, they regain the lead. It's a shallow one, albeit, but it's a good retainer, and it forces ECSTATIC right back to the same spot they were. Likely awkward half/force, maybe another quick poppy play where they hope for the best, and that's where you can catch them so long as you're ready. PREASY can use that as a big way to get in a big lead.
Well, there's just no slowing down here. There is really just no slowing down in the slightest. PREASY finally get that round ahead, the round they've been looking for, and they do it with a ridiculous lack of buy. ECSTATIC forcing everything they can to get back into this one now. As Refresh gets a little peeky towards B lane, there will just be Nodios here to receive him, as it's otherwise an A hit, and Top so close to spotting a player. Will drop a Molotov regardless, as Utility is responded with. Tops, does he play ahead of the smoke? Very blind, forces him back, and that's an appropriate call. This is a good look for ECSTATIC. Can they convert off the back? Look at this bottom mid fight as well.
It's going to be huge. Maybe even round deciding. If Kraken even gets one, you might just call off this one. There's no kits. There's not a lot of utility. And time is really starting to be of the essence.
That's it. I'd call it there.
Yeah, I don't think you go for this.
Salazar taken down low, but there's no time. No defuse kits right now in PREASY. Refresh, Witch's Rifles, continues to try and fight Nodios, but he's so far in the clear. It's fine. They're flashing out to ensure their safety in CT. Need to make sure that they actually get Salazar a little further away, because he will go down to the bomb from that position. The bomb is a cruel mistress.
Is he gonna die?
No, he's fine on... He's a little bit too far away in that instance, because the bomb is planted far side of A.
Dude is saving in the red base.
There's a spy over here. I get told off when I do the exit. Oh, there was a spy over here. There you go. That's my
That was awful.
Thank you.
That was awful, but...
I'm sorry.
I like where your head's at. It's okay.
I'm better with the Russian accents than I am the American ones.
Medic!
Doctor! For those of you non-TF2 fans out there, that's where I got my start on a Steam account. I would not be here without TF2.
That's where we all got our starts, dog.
You'd think so, but like, I don't
think so.
I know people who started with Rocket League.
Wow.
You know Hyperia? He's a Rocket League
wow.
that comes over to CS.
I'm glad he started showering.
Damn. Bro, you should see some of the LAN halls I've been to for CS. There are no showers here.
Hey, I know Counter-Strike casters that cast Valorant, so...
That is a painful thing to admit. In the meantime...
My favorite part about being in the Smash scene, though, is that you very frequently know... Oh, this is definitely a tech. But you very frequently know when somebody hasn't showered. Like, there was, I won't call it,
chill with this expose, man.
No, it was so funny, because the whole stereotype is that Smash players smell. But most of the time, they actually, like, people smell... I've been to a lot of majors, which have, like, 3,000-4,000 people.
How is
and
this
they
a
normally,
point, bro?
just came in because I brought up showering. But there was like this whole controversy recently with a top player who smelled really bad, apparently. Because like he beat someone in bracket, and then the person he beat quote tweeted him and said, "At least I'm winning the shower and soap matchup."
That's such an NA insult as well.
It was something like that, but it was really good. And then Cosmos, didn't mean to say it. Well, he retweeted it, and he's like, "Wait, did I actually smell that bad? Oh my god."
Okay, yeah, we're just getting a match medic in here as my ears need to be unperforated.
All right, man.
It's alright. Also, the Smash Machine is... Nintendo hates you guys. I don't know what Nintendo are doing, man.
Oh well.
Oh, there we go. 10 deaths at once. We're back to 9-9. Tech pause should be over soon. I think it was just a small crashing issue. There was an unmoving player in ECSTATIC's T-spawn.
We need 3 clicks, Philip, to do some experimenting. If all 10 players were to instantly die, who wins the round?
I think there are round draws in CS. I think it would be a round draw. I feel there's a video on this somewhere. Actually, I don't know about CS2.
Surely, right?
For Go, I think it's round draw. For CS2, I have no idea.
Oh, there's the pick. That's amazing.
Thank you. For the record, I sent him a picture of me dressed as Jesus hosting a LAN.
Next time I'll go bald and be God for you.
Or just do like half-shaven so you can be like Doc from Back to the Future.
Or I'll shave half my head and be Harvey from the Batman series. Anyway.
Kraken. Shaving the head off a TMB. That's where we're starting. 5-on-4. ECSTATIC looking for that double-digit round. This has been so much closer than I ever anticipated. Nodios destroyed by Altex. A lovely trade, but Salazar slithering in. Catches the head of Altex right on back. Forgive the Harry Potter-based puns as into the 4v3 we go.
Again, it's been rare to see either one of these teams move from a disadvantage, and I don't think that's going to change here. But maybe I could eat my own words, because they are both on the right site at the right time. However, already spotted means there's an advantage to be had in rotating to the other end of the map. Refresh. He could catch one off guard, but a little too slow to the trigger, and now he'll have to play catch-up. Again, 2 players vulnerable, 1 maybe taken out. No, again, too slow. Refresh can be faster. And you imagine, if he isn't so slow moving back up, this round is theirs. But now ECSTATIC should be settled into a 10th round before too long. Nikados, it's not like he's low, but he also doesn't have a kit, which is the biggest ordeal of the bunch. And the closest person who died is in mid. So he's got to take the fight to Salazar, well aware of where he is, hoping that this tap is enough to bait him out into a peak. Now walking up, hoping to push him down, going to the left side of the totem. But as you're right, there's no time. As good as he looked for both of those kills, he just couldn't secure a kit in close enough proximity. So ECSTATIC are the first to field double digits.
Refresh fumbles that as well. Not only does he not convert the spray, which is fair enough, he rounds the corner of Donut mid-reload, allowing for a freebie onto him as he does so much in the rest of the round, but yeah, can't quite catch Queenix. And look, he's reloading as he swings this corner. He hadn't finished the animation. PREASY now calling another tech timeout, as they're hoping for double digits, but it's looking increasingly unlikely given their current bank balance, but they're going to have to force. They're going for the full force here. Bamas dropped on over, weaponry, money, shuffled, ECSTATIC in the lead right now, as they're looking to dispatch a PREASY on one of their favourites.
This would be, I'd argue, a big upset on map 3. I think if PREASY were to take this, it was likely in 2, but with how battle-tested they are on Ancient, I mean, I guess, didn't you say earlier ECSTATIC did beat Virtus Pro on this map? So maybe I'm pushing it a little bit.
Yes, they did. It was very close, but they came out on top, which surprised a lot of people, including myself and probably BP.
Well, I don't know if it's going to end at 10. Refresh, one of the only guns tossed into the Wild Blue, is now Nikodos has to regain some control and picks up Refresh's angle and donut. Or not donut, Kate, wow.
It's alright, I made the mistake earlier. It's been a long day. Now 6 though.
Absolutely.
About to make it a lot shorter for Patty.
But in the meanwhile, they've cleared it A. So again, there's not really a lot of risk to this round. Maybe there's a world TMB can find one. Maybe not. Likely not, is now with the bomb pretty much going down. I don't think they have any interest in attempting the retake.
You say that? Altex. Okay, if he got a kill in Temple, I reckon they call it because of how late stage in the game we are. But we are not going to find a frag there. And so, yeah, the save comes on in. There's nobody here to hunt just yet. There's not an amazing amount of money on the ECSTATIC side, but they get a bomb plant down here. That should correct a few things. And if they keep all 4 of these players alive, then, yeah, these guys are set for the next round or two. PREASY on the flip side, not so much. This is where things get dangerous in our Danish derby.
Well, seems our derby's coming to an end. Maybe only in 2 more rounds that could be the case. PREASY, I think they're going to save here. Keep the guns they've got. Invest a tiny bit around it. Kevlar on a majority. I am surprised to see Refresh buy a smoke. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve, but I really think you should be getting an extra piece of Kevlar here. Unless he's, like, leading the charge. Which, if that's the case, fair play. But he's not.
Well,
in fact, he's baited.
Maybe trying to save up for an AWP. As Patsy just... Oh, that's criminal. That's a criminal charge onto TMB. Tops comes in, looking to trade, maybe retrieve that rifle. Nikodos taking damage. It ain't looking too hot right now for the PREASY boys, as Nodios gets a freebie. Refresh charging down like a madman. As that...
What the... Oh my...
What?
No way. Okay, well, it's still an advantage.
Was that
I think
a double
2 of them just lagged
disconnect?
out.
Which side just disconnected, though? Was it the ECSTATIC?
Yes.
That was wild. I just heard ticking and players dropped like
3
flies.
players dead. I actually think 3 players dead.
Can we get a rain check on that? That was insane.
Well, Altex is still saving, so round's theirs.
Yeah, Nikodos dropped out as well. And Patty's a ghost.
Where is Patty going?
I have never seen that ever. Does he just keep going? Is he going to make it across the screen?
Altex, no, stop. Stop, Altex, no. No, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a T round win.
How far does he go?
I reckon...
He's going to Vertigo.
I've never seen that ever. I don't know what to say. There's ghosts. There's ghosts in the map. Does he keep going or does he get reset?
He's gonna go back to spawn. He's gonna go back to spawn.
He had a good run. It's a shame. Yeah, okay, I feel like that's a needed tech pause whilst we work out what the hell just happened there.
What?
I have never seen so many disconnects before. That's a lie.
I will say,
at
least
but...
I don't think it had an effect on the round. So
no, they won the round because that was mainly ECSTATIC disconnecting, right? I think Nikodos went down as well, though. Or did Nikodos die before he disconnected?
I think he also disconnected.
Bro, if this is another Danish bridge collapse, like I was on Thunderpig, it was Heroic versus VP. A bridge in Denmark collapsed and took out most of Copenhagen's internet. And so they had to postpone the game. Well, okay, we're going to need a match medic here because Nikodos just died and respawned, so... okay, sure, that was very random.
Sneaky, you watch anime, right?
On occasion.
You don't watch One Piece, right?
No.
Alright, you're marked down as decent human beings in my book.
I know someone who's rewatched all of it 3 times.
I can't say it on a broadcast.
I don't know where he actually has found the time in the day to watch 3,000 episodes, but yeah, apparently he has that kind of free time. Some of us are luckier than others.
I looked down the rabbit hole of soap operas recently. I've not watched them, to be clear.
American ones or UK ones? Because
American ones.
Some of them are heinous.
So my mother used to watch one, and I won't name it, but she would DVR it every day and like binge it on weekends.
Is it the OC?
No.
Okay, that's the only one I know.
And I looked deep into it. Like, I looked into some of the bigger ones. I think one of the bigger ones is called The Young and the Restless. 30,000 episodes.
You know how you make that more entertaining?
I'm listening.
The Young and the Wrestlers. It's just a 30,000 episode wrestling series. Production is telling us to go to a break. I think he's gotten tired of our musings at this stage.
Wow, man. Understandable.
Yeah, understandable. Okay, we have been informed that the game will restart soon. We don't have an exact time for you here. I am hoping this is not like a region-wide internet thing again. I mean, this is a Danish derby.
That'd suck.
The weather is pretty bad right now. At a 12-9 scoreline, it's not like we can really postpone. I mean, we'd be playing like between 1 and 4 rounds, probably. Yeah, that'd be pretty wild. Do you want to just do? Should we just do a 3v3? Just go wild.
We'll do like penalty kicks. We'll do penalty kicks.
Penalty kicks.
Yeah, and the winner wins the game. But if you want to be today's winner, you can join in the Hellcast giveaway.
Yeah, there we go.
With that. Yeah. Ends on the. I even got production going on. That's great. Ends on the 10, $400+ You know where it's at. Just type ! Hellcase if you want a link.
Or scroll down below to the banner in our stream description to find out more information. As there are a couple of terms and conditions you need to follow in order to win. Yeah, if you want to back yourself part of a red loadout, that's a pretty nice butterfly slaughter there, if I'm not mistaken.
That's fine. I mean, look, get the butterfly slaughter. Don't get the Huntsman Crimson Web. If you have a Huntsman knife and DM me on Twitter, I will shame you.
Damn, this guy.
I will berate you.
No shame. Some people have different preferences, man.
What do you mean, no shame? You're the shame one.
The shame one. Is that my new title?
Man.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm the shame one.
If you make that your Steam username, I expect royalties.
Me losing even more ELO?
Mm-hmm. You have to pay a 10% royalty on every piece of ELO you lose.
That's horrendous.
Yeah. When you lose 50 ELO for a game now, 5 of that goes to me.
I mean, you will be level 10 in maybe a week, if you're not already.
I was.
I'm gutted, man. Highest I ever got on Go was level 8, because I just stopped playing for the past year and a half.
Yikes, man.
The face it grind was too much. It took too much of my soul away. I'm a more calm person these days. But yeah. My one crowning achievement in CS was I won an ESEA Open game against a salary team.
Nice.
I had a banging nuke. Never again have I had a nuke like that. Six. Look, you to go nuclear here towards the top of B ramp. Him and Refresh point 1 apiece, and Nikados chimes in as well. Glad he's been able to find his way back onto the server as Patty, that is a mischievous bomb plant. Sneaks it in under the guise of 4 players, but Kraken is also not done yet. Look at this flankers. That's a problem. Kraken might want to consider saving here. As why do they keep pulling their knives out like this, man? As Kraken catches tops, could he deny this defuse? Ooh,
no, I think this is a full defuse. Wait, unless... Oh, it looked like he was lined up for TMB. But that felt a little disrespectful to allow it to end there.
Aretha Franklin would not be pleased with that lack of RESPECT.
What?
Is that the right singer? You gaslight me now. Banging
I
song.
just didn't understand what you said.
Spells respect, darling.
No, I heard the respect part, you dunce. I'm talking about the first part.
Oh, I'm not about to repeat myself. You can go watch the VOD back if you're desperate. Oh, Nikodos, not again. At least he was able to have impact in the round before he disconnected, though. The worst thing I've seen recently, though, Sierra, when he was standing in for Heroic from Mel's NXT, he disconnected every single round. Not because of internet, his computer was just bricking it. Like, genuinely disconnected once a round, 3 times in a row, disconnected mid-round. Just kept going. I've never had that many just small tech pauses before.
What a trooper.
Yeah. It was rough, man. It was rough. And that I would argue, cost them at least a map to VP.
Did they win? They did win, didn't they?
VP won 2-0 because of, like, just the economy was wrecked.
Oh, he's here.
Hi, Nikodos. Welcome back. Are we match medicing because he died with a gun, or... He did die with a gun,
probably.
didn't he?
I think he did. He saved last round, no?
Yeah, because they won. Well, they won last round with him and TMB.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Admin, do the magic button. There we go. That's
My goats.
Right. Love you, admins.
What are some unique UK insults?
That's a dangerous question. I like to call people a melon if they've done something stupid. That's pretty unique.
Writing these down.
I feel like this is not a broadcast safe conversation, so...
Damn.
We'll get back to you later as... Ooh, TMB gets back to fragging out in middle. A lovely opener. Smoke blooms. Patty spams it down. Can't quite find TMB on the other side as Nikodos spamming through every smoke he can possibly fathom. Unable to deal damage, but big spam from Refresh onto Nodios. Doing his best Rain impression here. A fellow Scandinavian. Norwegian, of course, but Denmark not too far away.
Refresh, going back in. Looking for a big boy spray and gets a big boy kill. Now, with not a lot to discuss in this, I feel like PREASY are pretty cemented in finding 11. However, this trade doesn't seem too far out of arm's reach. Refresh even low. Hold on, I won't jinx it because this round might be ecstatics. Everybody pushing the envelope just a little too far.
God, I'd be less impressed if they were Postman Pat, because they've been pushing all the envelopes too far, man. Tops, in the meantime, has to try and help his teammate out. Ultex on an island here, and a 1v3 effectively finds the first and the second. Ultex might have just been enough to keep the dream alive. Queenix 1v1 now. Smoke deployed, but not in the right position. Top goes for the swing. Queenix spots it. It's a dance around the totem pole. Oh, Queenix! What a way to win it, PREASY! A massive throw in the final round of the game, and Ecstatic will pick up 2-1.
It's countless over-aggressions, overextensions, pushes from PREASY, all of which don't do them anything. Even if Refresh were to go through that smoke and find success, what is he doing for his team? They already know it's not going B. They know they could still be in mid, in which even if you attempted that push and came out alive for, they can still go mid. It's just everywhere you looked. When they had an advantage, they tossed it away. They played too far away from the best. And they get blown up for it. Honestly, Ecstatic kind of deserved that win. And I'm not shocked to see them get it after how the last round unwound.
Yeah, that last round was the most painful of them all. A 5v3, Nikodos solo swing shelf. Refresh walks through a smoke to his death. They allowed themselves to get into the most ridiculous of disadvantages. And then Queenix with the final headshot. Didn't have the best first game. Middled out in the second, but closes things out in the third and does it with style. And I guess that means we just need to take a look at our bracket, because that was our final best of 3 of the day. And another quarter-finalist assured in Ecstatic. A game against Sinners here, and I think that's definitely one they'll be able to win.
honestly, again, yeah, this is a very, very doable run for Sinners. I mean, even beyond that, you look at the teams in this event. That includes Bet Boom, Into the Breach, B8, Sprout, BNE, ArcRed, OG. Almost every team, I'd say minus Eyeballers on that left-hand side, could do some real damage, but Sinners don't have to fight them until the finals. Even Aurora is more beatable than the ladder over there. This is very doable for them and ECSTATIC alike, both of which matches we saw, and I'll stand by that statement. The Sinners we saw today would not beat the ECSTATIC we saw today. It was too messy, it was too individual-oriented, and it was too reliant on hoping that things would go their way. Even thinking back to that series, so many rounds Sinners would get were, I mean, just a half a second, maybe a slight positioning difference away from being won.
Sure.
ECSTATIC, they keep up what they had. They could easily make a run to the finals, especially with what they've got behind them.
Yeah, again, they're coming off of a wealth of successes recently. Yes, they let things slip to Eyeballers and looking for Org, but that win against VP just stands out massively, given how amazing Virtus Pro have looked recently, even challenging arguably the best CS2 team in the world in FaZe, taking them to overtime, double overtime, I believe, in a grand finals of an S-tier event. As, yeah, ECSTATIC have a lot of wind in their sails at the moment. I would not be surprised if they are the ones to make it to the finals on this side of the bracket. I feel like Aurora will be their toughest test. I'm expecting a sort of Bet Boom Aurora ECSTATIC grand final right now. That's my thoughts here. As, again, PREASY, they fought incredibly hard, but it was their small mistakes that let them down in the end, and that last round especially was just a big slap in the face to themselves.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've been talking down on them, but I'm just thinking more and more, these guys came from the play-ins, right? I wouldn't call them a play-in team, but they had a very, very long run. They placed right outside of the money, but it was still a good outlook for them in totality. They made it here. They made it pretty easily through the group stage, losing to a very promising ArcRed, and they're only a couple of mistakes being fixed away from being a very, very dangerous team. We saw the best of a lot of individuals on that side. I mean, I'd like to have seen more from Refresh, but beyond that, it kind of felt like everybody carried their own weight magnificently.
Also, just looking at this bracket, how alternate attacks and B8 are not swapped, and how maybe Sampi or the Chosen Through and Permitter are not swapped, is wild to me. Like, I would not put B8 and Permitter as 3-0 teams in any of my bingo cards, but I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles, and B8 have a sort of wobbling into the breach up next. There is a real chance that they could take some heads over in that neck of the woods. Either way, this is an exciting playoffs bracket, whatever happens. And on that note, that is the end of our playoffs bracket run for today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the rest of our round of 16. I will be joining you again for the last two matches. But Anthran, thank you so much for joining me today. I've had a lot of fun. It's been very energetic. And on that note, thank you all for watching and have a great night. Congrats again to our quarterfinalists.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people have inventory with us. Hell.com. Look at yourself in a...
Wide matches with BO3.GG, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with BO3.GG.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, shit. Not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.